You're you're muted. Unmute yourself.
I think you could unmute me.
Oh my
Since you
God.
mute me, you could
Huh.
unmute me.
Huh. Or in the words of my roommate, huh? What time is it? Do you know what I started calling people now on the internet, interwebs? People who are against Israel. I just write to them one line. You are a astronomical, cosmic, uh, galactic retard.
You're a galactic retard.
Galactic, astronomical, cosmic retard.
I feel like it's wasted on them.
Your retardation is astronomical and
Because once he gets off the internet, he goes to cook street food in Islamabad. And,
yes, he does,
you know,
which makes him that.
but he doesn't understand.
So you sound like you were describing, Dr. Evil, he was talking about Mini-Me. He's small, he doesn't understand. Okay. So I had this whole like pile of stuff to talk about, and it literally, you ever just get like on a test in school? Literally your brain, somebody came in like a bionic thing and like and then just like just like
Yeah,
lobotomized your brain.
I was literally during the intro, I was trying to rack my brain because I during the day
Yeah,
there's all these things I bookmark and
yeah,
I send to the chat and all these things that I want to talk
yeah,
about and
yeah,
maybe play on the thing. It's all gone by the time we get here
yeah,
at the end of the day.
yeah,
All gone. I'm barely functioning. Like
yeah,
that's how tired.
yeah.
We're not here. We don't come to you fresh, folks. No,
Yeah,
no.
folks, we're just like, in the words of a rabbi that I knew, if you have to crawl, crawl. But crawl, just move. Don't stand still. Just
We
crawl.
come we come as we are.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
In the words of Kurt Cobain.
That's right.
Uh, what
Okay.
did I wanted to say
Um,
something about,
there is something
yeah.
that I would like one of our listeners,
Mm-hmm.
who actually also communicates with me on the twits.
Uh-huh.
His name is Brian, a gentleman from uh,
Walsingham?
no,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I possibly this is We call him Japanese Brian. Pretty sure he's
Oh,
from Japan.
I think this is the same guy. Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because on Facebook he was that, I believe.
Yeah, so something very interesting that he it's kind of encouraging really, and you're going to want
Hmm.
to hear this. So he
Hmm.
says, you know that guy Hillel Fold, the brother
Yeah.
of
Yes.
Fold? So
Yeah.
he wrote something. He's a nice guy, but he wrote something foolish.
Yeah.
He did something foolish today
Yeah.
on the twits, and
Yeah.
let me read to you what he wrote.
Every once in a while he writes something that's like
He's a
whatever.
Hasbara guy, so
He is, yeah. He lives in
right.
Israel. He tries to get people to make Aliyah. It's okay, whatever. Yeah.
He's a nice guy. He's
Yeah.
definitely well-meaning,
All
but I
right.
don't think he's not very knowledgeable in Torah.
Correct.
So he writes, since no one else will tell you this, I will.
Yeah.
Unlike the Quran or even the New Testament, the Talmud is not a rule book. The Talmud is not the Bible, and Jews, this is what he writes, do not look to the Talmud for guidance on life.
Oy vey.
Yes, we do. The Talmud is a massive collection of debates between individuals. That's all. Yes, there's debates. No, that's not all. And yes, it is a rule book. Anyway, so first of all, those who say they read the Talmud are lying. That's true. Well, he's talking about the Groypers
Uh-huh.
on the
Yeah.
X. Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
It takes Jews who learn a page of Talmud every day, 7 years to complete it. So no, those who maliciously quote the Talmud did not learn the Talmud in its
Hmm.
entirety, not even close. Okay, that's true.
Hmm.
Second of all, quoting some obscure statement from the Talmud is both dishonest
Yeah.
and dangerous. There
Yeah.
are no obscure statements in the Talmud.
Yeah.
Also, yes, there are definitely some weird things in the Talmud, but again, it is totally hypothetical
Yeah.
and not in any way instructional. No, there's nothing weird in the Talmud at all. Some things are what he's referring to as hypothetical
Hmm.
might be midrashic, and yes, of course, it's instructional.
Yeah. Can
Third
can I
of
re
all,
can I read to you a response from this guy?
no, let me
Yeah.
finish reading to you what he
Yeah.
wrote, and then I want
Yeah.
to read my response, and then what
Oh,
Brian said.
yeah.
That's what prompted this whole thing.
Oh, good point.
Third of all, you have this massive collection of tractates and that debates between rabbis and Jewish scholars. That should tell you all you need to know about the diverse nature of Judaism. Presenting Judaism as if it's one set of rules followed by all Jews is again a blatant lie and used to vilify Jews. This guy is, I don't know what he's thinking. He's just ridiculous.
Listen, he grew up religious, but I'm not really sure what his level
I,
is in terms of
I,
like, I don't know what.
he's definitely
Yeah.
extremely ignorant.
Yeah.
No, the word goyim is not derogatory. It simply means nations. Okay, that's true. And no, none of the strange things mentioned in the Talmud about slavery, sex, marriage, or other things are applicable or relevant for modern life. God, this Hasbara guy, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Judaism
It's bad. Yeah.
is a religion that doesn't look to convert others as opposed to the other major religions. Jews, okay, that's kind of true. Jews don't think they're better than anyone else. The chosen people doesn't mean that we think we're better. Okay, that's true. It means we take on more responsibility and try to be a light unto the nations. Okay, fine. So the next time someone tells you how evil the Jews are and they use the Talmud as evidence, ask them what tractates of the Talmud they've learned and whether the Talmud is a legal framework or a theoretical one. And watch how they stutter and fumble. Their word. Okay, so here's what I responded. My response is not the best response.
Yeah.
Sheverestus.
Yeah.
His response, he's
That's
actually
the guy that I wanted to read to
yeah,
you.
he's a
Yeah.
Rav. It's a very long response, and we can read
Hmm.
that. Just a
Yeah.
second. Okay, but we'll read that at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine.
Okay, so Hillel, this is my response to the guy who wrote what we just read. I said, Hillel, the Talmud is a rule book, and it contains the framework of our entire understanding of Torah. There's nothing weird in it at all. You're
Hmm.
diminishing its prime importance in the Jewish faith. This is not your area of expertise. Your description is totally wrong. So that's what I was trying to be as nice as I possibly could.
Yeah.
Response to that crap that he wrote, this
Yeah.
damaging, retarded crap that
Yeah.
he wrote. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're making a big deal out of this, folks, because you have these big mouths on Twitter who they mean well, and they want to support Israel, but they don't know anything about Torah and they talk a lot of crap and they inadvertently
Yeah.
create information.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brian, so here's what prompted this, and this
Yeah.
makes me happy.
Yeah.
He's like, I was wondering. He sent me a message
Yeah.
on the twits
Yeah.
with my response to that guy Hillel. He's and he
Hmm.
and he writes, this guy Brian. I was wondering personally. I think one that's not Jew, somebody that's not Jewish needs correct guidance and understanding. Heck, I think some Jews could get it wrong just thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I wrote, there's a lot of pro-Israel accounts that are non-observant or plain ignorant of Torah. That was my response to him. So
Mhm.
he writes, something did not seem correct when he was reading it,
Yeah.
when he was reading that guy Hillel's thing.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a non-Jewish guy,
Yeah.
um, really, really nice guy from Japan who
Hmm.
listens to us,
Yeah.
who follows me on the twits.
Yeah.
Okay. So he writes, something did not seem right. I would have never questioned it if it was not for listening to you and
Yeah.
Svi. Sounds like something for you guys, for the truth fanatics to tackle again, perhaps. That's what he
Yeah.
said.
Hmm.
And I said we might do an episode tonight. So I thought it would
Yeah.
be appropriate to start with that. Anyway, do you want to do you want to read the Chevron
I'll read it slow. Yeah. I promise.
slowly, slowly? Okay.
So this is the response of this. I actually have interacted with this guy. I think he's Chabad. I think it
He's a
says Crown
he's
Chabad guy.
Chabad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he lives in Crown Heights. He has his own blog on Substack. He's a very intelligent guy, very knowledgeable guy. He has a pretty decent following. Actually, I would say nice following, 18,000 followers. He writes in response to this, the
He's the
Talmud,
best. He's the best guy on X
yeah,
so far that I've seen
for Torah stuff. Yeah.
for Twitter Torah questions and
Yes, yes. So he's right. So the Talmud does not need Hasbara or PR. Jews do not have to diminish the importance of the Talmud to defend it or defend Jews. Quote, he's quoting the guy. The Talmud is not a rule book. It's a series of books on how to apply the rules and also includes moral exhortations and other teachings. Next quote, Jews do not look to the Talmud for guidance on life. Absolutely false. It's not only our guide for how to live life according to the rules set in the Torah, but also how to live morally and ethically. Quote, the Talmud is a massive collection of debates between the individual. That's all. He responds, Elu ve'ela divrei Elohim chayim, meaning like this
these
one
and these are the words of the living God.
of living God, meaning like this guy's right and this guy's right. It's not just debates, it's a holy work, though whose source is Mount Sinai. Quote, yes, there are definitively some weird things in the Talmud, but again, it is totally hypothetical and not in any way instruction. No, there are not. Things out of context? Sure. And while there are hypotheticals, there are books and books of practical teachings to derive from them. Quote, and no, none of the strange things mentioned in the Talmud are applicable or relevant for modern life. They might not be applicable, but they are relevant. I would say some are even applicable. Quote, Judaism is a religion that doesn't look to convert others as opposed to the other major religions. Uh, his response, we don't want non-Jews to become Jews, but we very much want them to follow the laws of Noah. Mashiach comes for the entire world, not just the Jews. Wonderful. So now somebody wrote, I think Hillel's full point is that the Talmud is not a rules book where you can just look up an answer. You need to understand the conversation in order to extract a useful answer. I mean, he should have said that. And then he wrote, no, this Shevers Stuffs guy, Shtus, the issue is that this is not how it comes off at all. It comes off as dismissing the Talmud as just a series of arguments irrelevant to modern Jewish life. And she wrote, you could choose to read it that way. Uh, First of all, there's two parts to the Talmud, right? We've explained this before. There's
Mhm.
the Mishnah, there's like the actual laws, right? Part, and the discussions, it's called the Gemara, right? Those are the discussions part, those long paragraphs, right? And then there's the commentaries by Rabbi Yitzhaki, by Rashi, that were like kind of quote unquote canonized in the Talmud. And then there were the commentaries to his commentaries by his grandsons and other commentators called Tosafot, meaning Tosafot literally means like side commentary on the side.
Yeah.
So the main brunt of it, the source of it is called the Mishnah, which we got on Mount Sinai. Moshe got it along with what we call the written Torah, the five books of Moses. So what the hell is he talking about? Dude, I mean, like,
I don't know. I just think
Astounding, man. This is a frum so-called religious guy. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's
I mean,
interesting.
it's his brother probably would have answered a little bit
His
differently.
brother for sure would have answered differently, of blessing memory. Ari Folt, those you guys don't know, his brother was murdered in cold blood by a
It was
chimp
all on video too.
by a chimp at a Rami Levy supermarket in near in Gush Etzion. It's like this supermarket that, you know, the people who go there pride themselves on. You see, you know, Arabs and Jews shop here. Yeah. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Anyway. Um,
Some of these Hezbollah guys, and again, me and Greg are pro-Israel, like
mhm.
more than anyone, more than the Hezbollah guys.
Yeah.
It's just that their entire approach to defending Israel is silly. That,
It's very like they try to water down anything that has any substance or meaning or what I call thickness, you know?
yeah.
Like any kind of like
They give you the tour guide
yeah,
version of
yeah.
Israel.
Instead
They
of
want to
taking
make
you
everybody,
yeah,
they're taking everybody in a tour. They don't want to alienate anyone.
yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
should
yeah,
be happy and entertained
yeah.
and
Instead of
comfortable.
instead of taking you to Hebron, they're gonna take you to like Ben Gurion house on the beach in Tel Aviv. You know? That's what they'll do. And they'll take you to a club. Like you see this whole, I don't want to even go off on this, but that guy Clavicular, they
Yeah.
show videos of him in Tel Aviv. And half the people, it's funny, like some of these Hasbara guys or like that Yossi Faro guys, like, oh, everybody's so excited. He's in Tel
I blocked
Aviv.
that out. I
Yeah,
blocked it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
I blocked it out. Please don't. I don't know if we can go there
And then
tonight.
the other half are just like, why are you why? Why is this like a
I
thing?
can't, it makes me go like this. I want to like,
Well, here's my question, Frank. Here's my question. Now it makes me think of one thing, and this is something I mentioned in our chat. If you want, we could talk about it. The Large Hadron Collider, the thing
oh,
that, yeah,
bro, before we get to the large hadron collider, you know that
yeah,
there's like a scene in American History X
yeah,
when those like there's this lady walking with her black boyfriend.
yeah,
And the skinheads come up to her and goes, "Excuse me, miss, can I ask you a question?
yeah,
When did you decide to betray your race?" You know what I
yeah,
mean? Clavicular is turning me into a
yeah,
Jewish skinhead.
yeah, yeah.
And I like his Israeli girlfriend is so embarrassing. I've never been
That's a girlfriend. I thought it was just some random girl he picked up.
I I thought it was a girlfriend. I don't
No,
know.
no, I think it's just some random girl
Like she's like
it's
doing
some girl
pull-ups or something like
it's some girl he mogged as he was maxing, or he maxed as he was mogging, or he
I don't
mogged everybody else and he maxed. I don't know, dude.
what is Yossi Farrow involved in this?
I don't know.
What does he
Dude,
have to do? Like,
meanwhile, Shmuley Bateach's
is
son,
he
who
is he
sounds
gonna put
exactly like
on is
Shmuley
he gonna
Bateach,
put
is
the
like,
film on clavicular?
so that's one thing, and then yeah, next thing you know, Clavicular's Jewish. You find out, and then Shmuley Bateach's son makes a whole video and he sounds just like his dad,
Clavicular
and
and
he's like, I can't believe
pharmacist.
this is happening. He has to issue an apology. He went to a club and said Heil Hitler with this, sang the
Wait,
song.
whose dad did that?
No,
What?
Shmuley Bateach's son. I'm sorry, Shmuley
Yeah,
Bateach's son made a
yeah,
video like
yeah.
Shmuley Bateach's son sounds exactly like Shmuley Bateach.
Okay, I think I saw that video. I'm not
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I can't keep up with this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. No, dude, it's literally it's like a war. You know what I call this? It's like a war of the Hasbers versus the war of the Groypers.
I think that kid, what's his name? Yossi Farrow.
Oh yeah,
I think he's a good kid.
he is a good kid. He does good work.
I think he does good
Yeah,
work. I think he's not very
he means
savvy.
well. No,
He means well and he's not savvy, and maybe
yeah,
that's a good thing. If you're
yeah,
too savvy, you're not
yeah.
gonna
He's just
like
trying to get attention for tefillin. That's all he wants to do. That's really all his.
yeah, so he'll approach like,
He's not a malicious person.
you know what he reminds me of? The guy like the bartender or the manager of the bar that Patton Oswalt was describing in that skit that he did, in that routine that he did about the
I don't remember.
the comedian magician. Remember?
Ah, yeah,
He
yeah,
played
yeah,
him, right? Because the
yeah,
guy's like, "Arr!" He's like the magician is so angry, but the
yeah,
manager's
yeah,
like, "Ah, bah, 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 bah." He like doesn't know he's like a foot away from evil and
yeah,
murder.
yeah, yeah,
That's what Yossi Farrell's like. "Bah, bah, bah." He just goes up to
yeah,
evil people.
yeah,
"Ah, like, put on film." He has
yeah,
no idea what they
yeah,
did. He
yeah,
would go up to Kaganovich
yeah. Kaganovich.
right? Could you explain to the people who Kaganovich is?
Who's Kaganovich?
He was in Stalin's inner circle.
Oh, oh my
Like
God.
he was a Jewish guy. He
Yeah.
was probably the highest level Jew in the Soviet Union,
Oh, this guy. Yeah, Lazar Kaganovich. Oh my God.
right?
Yeah.
Who like he was like the only one, he was the only one who survived
Yeah.
the only Jew who got anywhere near Hitler's inner circle, kind of, sort of.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so Yossi Faro, and the guy was completely evil, Kaganovich.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
a horrible man. He did horrible
Yeah.
things to
Yeah.
Jews. It's unbelievable. And Yossi
Mhm.
Faro would come up to him and goes, "Oh, we put
Yeah.
out."
Yeah. He was like basically the head of like he's the commissar of the defense
Of
industry
just
of
he was the
aviation.
commissar of evil. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what he was. So,
Yeah.
so the point.
Uh, hello?
I'm
Oh.
trying to understand why one of my cats is
Oh.
screaming at the time. It was like,
Oh.
so anyway, yeah. So Yossi Farah would come up to him
Yeah.
and just like, oh, put out the phone,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I guess is good. I mean,
Yeah.
you actually, that is the Lubavitch way. Like they don't
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
mean, like
They don't discern between like Yevsexia and
they think they could reach anyone.
Yeah, of course.
All of them are like Luke, who think they can turn Darth
Yeah.
Vader.
Yeah.
I feel the conflict
I,
within
I
you.
I
Let
I
go of
wonder
your
what would
hate.
happen if somebody came up
Let
to
go of
like
your hate. It's too late for me, son.
exactly
Too
if
late for
somebody
me.
came up to George Soros, like that guy came up to George Soros, what would Soros say to him? I wonder.
I'm no Luke Skywalker, folks. We need Luke Skywalkers, those kind of like
Yeah.
silly
Young fool, young
puppy
fools.
dog
Young
young
fools.
fools, right? Who
Yeah.
think they can do. I'm
Yeah.
too like I
Yeah.
hate these people too much
Yeah.
to be the young fool that they need
Yeah.
their salvation.
Yeah.
So guys like Yossi Faro, that's what he's like.
Yeah.
Can we show the folks at home this guy Yossi Faro?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You should follow him.
He's primarily on Twitter. I mean, he also has Instagram. He is a Chabad guy, and
But
this
if he
is the
tries to put
guy.
the villain on clavicular, that's
Uh,
where I draw the line. Okay.
there's a picture. His main picture is Bill Ackman, the billionaire guy. So this is like his main
Yeah.
picture with him putting on tefillin in his office. Yeah, so this is the guy on the right. That's Joseph. He's got to be like in his mid-20s, like young guy.
He's a kid.
Here he is with
It's a
who is
kid.
he? Who are these guys? Oh, just like random kids in Tel Aviv. Yeah, they were like students of Beverly Hills High School. This is who? CEO of Deal, largest global payroll and HR platforms. Very cool. Oh, so I guess he's in Israel now. He's like visiting Israel. This is him with a bunch of random bros, dudes, Tel Aviv. This is him with that guy. Who's this guy? This guy looks familiar, actually. Why do I know this guy? Uh,
You get the point,
oh,
folks. You get the point.
Andrew Kaufman. Interesting. Some kind of investor guy. And I'm just trying. Oh, there's Mark Levin. That's pretty cool. Mark
Yeah.
Levin's in Israel right now. So this is him and Mark Levin. Oh, I
He's still
guess
in Israel right now. I thought he
I
came
think he
back.
was, and now
He
yeah,
was recently, yeah.
looks like he was in Crown Heights recently.
You know who Yossi Faro is?
Who?
He's like he's kind of like the opposite of Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aldo Reigns, he goes, I want my
Uh,
scalps.
yeah.
And Yossi Faro's like, like
Yeah.
for him, a scalp
A
is like
scalp is a
getting
person
somebody to
in
put on fill-in.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, here he is with
So I'm
clavicular.
proud of the kid. He's a whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's good.
He's teaching a clavicular the Torah.
His name is Clavicular. Why are we teaching him Torah?
His name is actually Braden, some Braden something.
God damn it.
Ay,
It's tough. It's tough to see this kind of stuff. It's tough.
yeah.
Clavicular
He's
is
only
like
yeah.
sick, man. It's sick. It's
You know what
crazy.
I think clavicular is? You know what I think he is? Or like what is he as a representation of?
Wasn't he a retard who shot the alligator or something like that?
No.
He went to jail for shooting an alligator or something. No, he
He's
went to court, remember?
no.
Oh, no, that
Uh
was him. I'm telling you.
well,
Just a
let's read.
couple.
He was born in he raised in Hoboken, New Jersey. Oh, he went to Seton Hall Prep. Look at that. He became interested in looks maxing that this in high school, which he has attributed to wanting to influence others politically, becoming more attractive.
I can't believe we're using his terminology. God damn it,
He
fucking
began
embarrassing.
injecting himself with testosterone. Looks maxing is actually was a term that was not he did not create it. Uh, Supplements at age 14 while at home during the COVID-19. He described this period as being online for 14 hours a day, browsing looks maxing forums, playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and skipping online classes.
Wow.
He stated in interviews that he would often hide testosterone supplements from his parents, and when caught, he would be sent to live with his grandmother. Yeah, looks maxing content, blah blah blah. Tesla Cybertruck incident. Is that what you're talking about? A video from a live stream of Peters hitting a man with a Tesla Cybertruck,
No, no.
December 2025. He hit the man in self-defense, blah blah blah. Modeling. Michael Knowles interview, affiliation with right-wing figures, Israel trip. This is hilarious. Baccarat Club. Oh, he went to like this club. Paris trip. They're just like listing all his uh uh you said he killed an alligator?
He went to court.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. This is literally a Florida man's story. Listen to this. Uh in late March 2026, Peters was arrested in Florida on battery charges relating to an alleged altercation between his girlfriend and another woman. On February 2nd, 2026, a 19-year-old woman reported she had been attacked by Violet Marie Lentz, 24. Detectives found that Peters had provoked a fight, the clavicular. At the same time, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission launched an investigation into him for shooting a previously deceased alligator on a live stream. So he shot a dead alligator, already dead. Though it is unclear whether the two events are connected. On April 29, 2026, Peters was charged with unlawfully discharging a firearm and potentially face up to 1 year in jail. On May 15, 2026, he was sentenced to 6 months probation and 20 hours of community service following a plea deal. Media sources such as Fox's Outkick assessed sentencing judge Marcus Bach Armas had mogged Peters during the hearing. I think this is part of his community service to go to Israel, and like stop being an anti-Semite. This is a Florida man. So what I was gonna say was,
Him and Nick Fuentes are going to be in yeshiva
so
roommate.
I'm telling you, they're gonna be an Aish, and Cartman's gonna and now we will have the Cartman story. It'll be like everything will come full circle.
Fuentes is definitely Cartman.
My Cartman story will be complete, Kyle.
Um, so I was gonna tell the folks at home regarding all of this, regarding Fuentes, regarding that idiot Amro Fuckel.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, that guy.
and
Fuddle, fuddle, fuddle.
And then Dan Gazarian, I mean Bilzerian. Uh,
I see what you did there. You changed the
I,
gay with the
I
Bills.
I suspect, as many people suspect, but I suspect specifically that this wonderful thing built in Switzerland called the Large Hadron Collider, as it was doing its thing, working and spinning and doing whatever it's doing, basically put us in this very bizarre timeline with these very, very bizarre, I call them fake Bilam figures. Because I think some of them are actually, I think some of them are just like feds. I mean, a lot of people speculate that they're federal agents, like that Amro Foco guy, federal. And Bilzerian also probably is an agent. I think Fuentes is some kind of a, I don't know about
Well, I'm sorry.
what?
Something just, like I have a sickness. I keep
Yeah,
scrolling.
yeah.
I'm sorry about that, but
Okay.
this is just, look at this. Eric, our friend's gonna love this one. Can you read that?
150-pound Jabba the Hutt denies using Ozempic. Yeah, you got to send that to him. That's hilarious.
Oh my
I
God.
was just talking. I was just talking to like some, friends and family about, the I call it the Ozempicification of America. People who think that you can just, quick fix your way
You know what
to
pisses me
being to
off?
being to being in shape.
This really shouldn't piss me off, but it will piss me off because I do have pettiness. I'm a little bit petty,
Yeah.
and I don't know how to work through that. I've lost 20 pounds in the last 3 months
Hmm.
just by dieting.
All right.
I'm keeping
Nice.
it to 2,000 calories a
That's good.
day,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to do 10,000 steps. That's it, and
Yeah.
it's working.
Nice. Nice.
But people are going to assume it's Ozempic.
Well, Ozempic has a certain, I literally say Ozempic, people on Ozempic, they have a certain look. You can tell who's on that stuff.
I
First of
feel like I'm
all,
going to have that look, Greg.
no, no, no. What I'm saying is, well, kudos to you, but like what I'm saying is if you let's say you see somebody on a regular basis and you know, whatever, a few weeks ago you saw them and they you know, whatever, like not morbidly obese, but just like a little heavy set. And then you don't see them for 2 or 3 weeks, let's say. And we're not talking 6 months or a year, like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month and a half maximum. And all of a sudden they're just like, you know, I don't want to say they're like this, but they're closer to this than they are to whatever they were. Uh, you know, it's impossible, right?
Yeah.
So that's Ozempic. That's Ozempic.
I don't think
Uh,
Ozempic works that fast.
it doesn't work that fast, but it does work. It works drastically. Like you see a marked difference even with a person. I remember there's a guy in my minion. Like I remember seeing him like for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden he even said he's like, yeah, I'm taking whatever, I'm taking this stuff, and you see like I mean, well, he started working out. Also, he started watching what he's eating and all this kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
it's listen, it suppresses the appetite. That's basically what this does. Um, and that's really, I mean, you could say, well, isn't that the issue in America? That people are eating A, crappy food and B, just a lot of it, right? The portions are
Yeah.
big. You could say that that's the issue, fine. But at the same time, everybody's responsible for their own, whatever you want to call it, willpower, freedom of choice, choices, daily choices. And I could say, well, it's difficult, everything's addictive, all this stuff's, let's say if you're not a kosher, you don't keep kosher, right? You're passing by McDonald's, in the words of Mr. Agent Smith, it's the smell, So you're
Yeah.
literally like a cartoon character floating to McDonald's. The smell goes in your nose and you float to McDonald's like a cartoon character. I get it. It's difficult. But at the end of the day, again, like it's all choices. It's all choices. It's all like again, it goes back to health, really. Not just like the way people look and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Um
Ozempic, I keep hearing people are trying to make me understand.
yeah.
People keep trying to explain to me,
What, that you should take it?
no, that
Oh,
Ozempic, it like reduces bone mass, it makes bones more brittle,
yeah.
harms organs,
Yeah.
it damages I don't know.
Dude,
You keep hearing all this stuff about it.
anything that does anything that fast and that, you know, whatever, effective you want to say, is
Yeah.
gonna have these side effects. There's no such thing. It's not a magic bullet. I mean, like, I just don't, I don't know. People are just like enthralled with it, and I'm just like, are you guys out of your minds? Like,
Part of the weight loss, by
yeah,
the way, is muscle mass
yeah,
and bone density
yeah,
reduction.
yeah.
Okay,
I don't
so
know. It's basically for people who just are like, you know what? They sit down and they're just like, my biggest problem in my life is my obesity or whatever, perceived obesity.
it is a big problem, by
It
the way.
is, but no, meaning that's all they want to address. They don't want to they don't want to address like, for example, if a person starts working out, right? The first few, I don't know, forget about Ozempic, right? They start working out. And they go to the gym. This is like a person who's heavy set. They go to the gym. They're
Yeah.
gonna gain weight. Why? Because they're gaining muscle. So they're gonna step on
Yeah.
that scale and they're gonna be like, oh shit, I gained 10 pounds. Yeah, no shit, you gain 10 pounds. Muscle weighs more than fat. So a lot of
This
people
is
are,
bro science.
yeah.
There's a lot of bro science
Bro
when
science.
yeah, I mean
I
that's what
mean, it is science. I mean,
they call it in the gym, they call it bro
yeah,
science.
yeah,
What you're describing is body recomposition.
yes,
So basically, after a while you may not be noticing a weight loss,
no,
but you should not be noticing weight gain. If you're noticing weight gain, you're eating too much. And that
yeah,
even if you're gaining muscle mass,
yeah,
you're getting heavier and your heart
yeah,
is there's more stress on your heart and on your organs and on your joints.
yeah,
So you're going to feel like crap.
yeah,
So so everything is calorie restriction.
yeah,
So if you're 5'11", I'm just giving like if you're five I'm 5'11".
yeah,
If you're 5'11", and you're 250 pounds,
Yeah.
okay, and you want to not gain any weight, then you're going to eat between 26 and 2,700 calories a
Yeah.
day. That's your maintenance,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
If you want to lose weight, then you eat less than 2,700 calories a
Yeah.
day. If you
Folks,
want to
Frank used to run a gym, by the way, in case you guys are wondering.
if you want to lose weight
Personal
faster,
trainer.
then you eat less.
Yeah.
Okay? You keep you keep carving away
Yeah.
from that 2,700 calorie number.
Yeah.
Okay? And the further away you get below 2,700, the faster you're going to lose weight. Okay?
Yeah.
So you have to make a decision. How many calories can you get used to eating without going insane and then, going on a massacre, like on a
Yeah.
on a on a bloodbath massacre
Yeah.
because you're always in a bad mood. Okay. So you
Yeah.
have to find, you got to be honest with yourself. If you're,
Yeah.
you know, 2,400 calories, okay. So if you could just keep that consistent, you're going
Hmm.
to lose weight. It might take you a year and a half, 2 years
Yeah.
to lose your extra weight. Okay. Just be, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. There's nothing else to know about weight loss.
Yeah.
Literally nothing.
Yeah.
And try to get 10,000 steps because that might burn like 500 or 600 calories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's it.
I actually
And
have a friend over here who has like that
yeah.
step meter. He's always like walking around. I mean,
Yeah.
he works in an industry where you're walking around a lot, like real estate and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and whatever it
It's
is.
tough to get 10,000 steps
It's difficult. Yeah.
in the summertime because it's hot.
Dude, it's 95 degrees. It's gonna be
Yeah.
tomorrow. It's
Yeah. I'm
insane.
lucky. I'm,
I'm gonna, you
I'm,
know what I'm gonna do? Not 10,000 steps. I'm gonna do 10 laps. The neighbor's pool, and that'll be that.
yeah, you could do, well, 10
I'll
laps.
do more. I'll do more than that.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you're walking at like 2 miles an hour, it's going to
Yeah,
take you about an hour and a half to get 10,000 steps.
sure.
If you go at a little bit of a faster pace, so, you go swimming for like
Yeah,
45 minutes, that's pretty close to 10,000 steps. Um, That's it. That's it. Just kind of like every day, try to get 10,000 steps. I'm lucky enough. I'm just being honest, full disclosure. I just recently got a little treadmill.
yeah.
I had a
Nice.
stationary bike. We got rid of that and replaced it with a cheap treadmill. So far, it's working. Okay. The treadmill cost me like 270 bucks on Amazon. Okay. I had to put it together and lug it upstairs. That was the only thing. That was a workout in itself because it weighs about like almost 100 pounds.
Yeah,
Um, that was it. So far, so good. And go for a nice leisurely walk.
yeah,
Um, and it works. I probably went from I'm gonna say 20 pounds, but it's been more.
yeah. Nice.
So far, like my wake up call weight was 260, like 262,
Hmm.
and I'm under 240 now.
Nice. Very nice.
My ultimate goal, my clavicular,
Level, clavicular level. Yeah. Your
yeah,
Frank's looks maxing goal is.
yeah, is 180.
Hmm.
So I got 60 more pounds to go. I
Wow.
could probably I could probably do it in a year.
Dude, I'm like 200 and I've been 200 for
Yeah, but
I'm 6'2". Yeah.
you're 60, you're like 3 inches taller than me. And
Yeah, but I was 180 for a while and then like I hit
like
like
that much
age 40.
taller,
Uh,
right? It's not like
uh,
simple. It's like
I know, I
you're
know, I
probably
know.
also a little wider. I don't know,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. Listen, I think I was 180. I literally I had this like 180 like ceiling until I was like age 42, 43, and then all of a sudden like I hit like 43-ish,
Yeah.
44. My ever kind of just prevalent what do they call it? Not oh my God, like it's falling out of my head. What do they call it? No. When you eat a lot and it burns.
When you eat a lot
When
and
you eat a lot and it gets burned off.
your metabolism.
Thank you. My metabolism was very uh fast, very, very, very crazy metabolism. And then around age 43 or 44, it dropped slightly. So the only thing I saw, and I think a lot of it's to do with probably stress, cortisol, whatever you call it, just kind of a gut. It's not like I'm not gaining anywhere else but like a small gut, which can be remedied, I guess, but uh and like a little bit of not too much love handles, but uh whatever.
I don't know,
So
man.
that's like 20 pounds right there. Yeah.
Yeah, you can drop it. Like you can
Yeah.
be done with all your extra weight in
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 months if you just keep it under 2,000 calories.
When I was in Miami, those that month and a half or 2 months, I was eating way less. I was walking a lot, and by the time I left Miami, by the time I got to like, to stay by you, not by you, but by your neighborhood, I was like 180, low 180s probably, below 185. I think I lost like 15 pounds at least, 15 to 20 pounds. And now it's funny, I went back and within a week I had gained back like 10 pounds
Yeah.
of being back here. Whatever, I started working out, so it's okay. I'm not upset because I started lifting.
Yeah.
So whatever.
I'm trying to maintain some of my strength. I'm still benching.
Yeah.
I'm still doing like body
Yeah.
weight squats, and I'm trying to like do some pull-ups
Yeah.
like here and there. I'm lucky enough to have that set up.
Yeah.
Not everybody's lucky enough to have that, but
Yeah.
whatever. There's always push-ups and body weight
Yeah.
squats and all that kind of stuff. You can
Yeah.
find something to
Yeah.
do a pull-up on.
Yeah.
Um, just to kind of like maintain. I'm not trying to like, gain size. I just want to be able to just not lose all my strength during this like weight
Sure.
reduction phase.
Sure.
And I'm hoping that before my 46th birthday, I'll reach my full goal of being
Nice.
in the 180s
Nice.
or 180.
I think a lot of the time, yeah, it's like a thing of people don't a lot of people just don't know. They don't set the goals because they don't know what's necessary for their height and or body type. So they don't see, a lot of people don't even start because they don't see kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel kind of situation, or they
Yeah.
don't see what's possible, or don't know what's needed or what's possible. But if you say to yourself, okay, I have this weight that I want to be at, and I know it's possible, and I was there before, even if you weren't never there before, but you know it's possible, then, as long as you like, dude, I'm finding honestly, everything's about like routine at this point.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
routine, I know this sounds super cliche. It literally starts with like one small, tiny thing that you do differently in the morning. I'm not even talking about working out. I'm just talking about anything.
Yeah.
And then that turns into another thing you add that you do differently in the morning, another thing, and another thing, another thing. It could be like working out is like the sixth or seventh thing that you even get to, you know?
Yeah.
And that's it. And once you change that, like it literally you become that person that does that every morning or every day. And that's it.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, and this might sound crazy to people. I'm starting to understand that almost nothing is worth breaking a routine.
Yeah, I know.
I find like every time I achieve some level of
Yeah,
consistency, some period of time, then
yeah,
something comes
yeah.
to completely throw me off
Well, yeah,
balance and to interfere with
yeah,
the routine.
correct.
Um, and every time that happens, it takes me forever to get back
No, it's crazy.
into
Yeah.
into the swing of
And it's
things.
always like the stupidest thing. Like in this case, it's like watching the World Cup. Seriously, like for me,
Even no, but yeah, that is stupid. But
Yeah.
no, I'm not trying to
Yeah.
pick on you. I'm
I know
just
what you
saying, but
mean.
like
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
about even stuff
Yeah.
like even important things. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like even
yeah,
like family coming to visit.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You don't even
Yeah.
see them. Like you don't get to see them.
All this stuff throws you off. What I file
Yeah,
under emergency. It's not even emergency, it's just like you file it under like,
important enough to
yeah,
to kind of like
to just
delay.
stop your life. Yeah.
But you know what? I realize that I cannot do that anymore.
Me
It's too
neither.
dangerous
Me
because it
neither.
literally, when you, if you've been a person who successfully kept a routine going for
Yeah.
like a decade or two and it's absolutely ingrained in you,
Yeah.
maybe you could take more liberties with yourself.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you're like like if I'm talking about like a routine that you got going maybe like 5, 6 months
Yeah.
where you're doing something that you're really trying to turn your life around,
Yeah.
and that if you don't succeed in it,
Yeah.
it's literally could be a life and death thing.
Dude,
If you don't,
if you've ever seen a behind the scene any kind of behind the scenes thing, where they follow around like a billionaire guy, he
yeah,
allows like cameras. Dude, for all the stuff that we see, on television about them and this and that and the media exciting, this and that, 95% of their live is like this humdrum thing where they wake up at 4 in the freaking morning or 5 in the morning. They make their shake or whatever the hell they make, some crazy shake that nobody ever heard of.
Yeah.
Then they do their workout for like an hour or two. Then they do their weird other thing for another hour. Then they do some reading of this. Then they've already done this by the time you and I woke up. And then they're off to their day, which is like largely mostly checking up on this and checking up. It's literally the same, almost the same crap. If you put aside, you know, going to like, let's say a visit to the White House. Let's say Elon Musk, for example. It's most readily available example. A visit to his launch pads, a visit to the Tesla, a visit to the White House. Apart from those three things, it's just abnormally boring or abnormally routine. Not boring, but routine.
Yeah.
And this almost the same probably every day. You
Yeah.
know, and good. Like I want if this is a person who like whatever a lot of people whatever it is rely on his let's say products that have to work and some kind of systems that have to be upheld, like
Yeah.
electronic systems, blah blah blah, and the company is worth like a gazillion dollars, quadrillion dollars.
Yeah.
I want that to be the person running that to be like on clockwork. Great, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
No matter what you think of him personally, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And,
so yeah,
and I want to say something which I think is true, and it's a mistake I've made that I was on a roll
yeah,
for a good couple of months with good habits and stuff like that. Family came to stay for a good reason, an important reason for a couple of weeks.
yeah,
Um, and it just knocked me off, and it kind of destroyed my state of mind.
yeah,
It almost like completely derailed my ability to continue with like weight loss and all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
And I did lose some of the other habits, some of the things I was doing all day. So the
yeah,
next time family comes to stay for long periods of time, I'm gonna let them come and visit me into a limited capacity. I'm not gonna,
yeah,
if they want to see me, I'm gonna have to like fit it into my schedule. I'm gonna be less
yeah.
liberal with
Less
with my
available.
time,
Yeah, yeah.
less available, less
Less
liberal.
accessible. Yeah. Listen,
Um,
I think you and I both have the same, so to speak, problem or maybe inclination is that we are to different or not to different degrees, but in different ways, different styles. You and I, what you described this, I have a similar thing in my family where we are kind of like the Brian Griffin of the family. You know what I mean?
I don't understand that.
The kind of like the it's not even the voice of reason of the family. It's more like
Oh,
everybody,
Brian Griffin.
Brian
For some
Griffin, the
reason, I was
family
thinking
guy.
Peter. I
No,
got
no, no.
confused.
We're like we're like the person everybody likes to triangulate off of against each other in the family, that kind of thing. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
The
always
arbitrator, the
we're always
arbitrator.
arbitrated. We're always in the middle. We're always like tasked with tell this person like, oh, this, that. And so I'm literally I've made it literally my personal goal in the last couple of years to kind of slither away from that
You
role, from
become
that.
the guy. Yeah, you
Yeah,
become the
yeah,
guy that people think, oh,
yeah,
that's the guy whose time you can waste.
yeah. Correct, correct. Not only time you can waste, it's not just time. It's like
Energy. I know.
it's
Yeah.
energy. It's what we call in Hebrew chayus. It's like life force. Like they think that the energy can be sucked out for their own, even if the things are like whatever, like people are trying to get, like say somebody's trying to get me to whatever, do somebody in my family to fix something. Speaking of which, fix their health, their weight, what they eat, whatever it is. But I'm the one that's supposed to be like, and if I don't do it, I'm like the worst person ever. I'm just like not doing anything, or I'm not, as if I haven't been trying for the past 10 years, screaming at people and on my own initiative.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
anybody asked me to help and this and that, and you can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped. And then there's this whole whatever. I don't want to get into it, but
I hear you, man.
it's something I'm sliming away from, like
Yeah,
Slimer from
I mean,
Ghostbusters.
absolutely, you have
Yeah,
to. Like, if what I mean? I'm trying to salvage whatever's left of my
yeah,
life.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Try to get some stuff done.
Listen, man, the irony is that what I find is when in the moments that I've been able to do that, well, I was more successful. The further away I live, the more successful I am. You know what I mean? When I
Yeah.
was in
Yeah.
Israel, when I was in Florida. So in the moments I notice when I've been able to do that, as painful as it is for the people, let's say the people who are my family, let's say they want to see me, whatever it is, it's so much better relationship with them. Because when you, again, anybody you set boundaries with, whether or not they want to respect those boundaries, they're if they're just de facto forced by sheer force of will to respect those boundaries, at the very least they respect they respect your time a little bit more. They respect
Absolutely.
you more as as an extension,
Absolutely. That's right.
as opposed to you becoming their freaking servant beck and call.
You could become theoretically more effective at helping them
Yeah,
if and when they approach you right. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Or as they say, when they come correct.
yeah.
Before we move
It's
on
yeah,
from this whole thing,
yeah.
can we do something for the folks at home? Just we'll show you some. Can you bring up Google's on the screen?
Yes.
I want to show people how to figure out their what their caloric intake should be,
Oh,
their maintenance. It's just go,
so
if
so
you bring up
what am I?
Google, I'll just show you
So what am
what's
I doing? Caloric intake calculator or something?
yeah, that's what I was going to say. But
Okay.
just show the people like on the
Sure.
Google.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go, caloric. You type in caloric intake calculator in the Google machine
Yes.
in that space.
And where do I go?
Greg, just try to pick one that's like, one of the first two.
This Gym Geeks, Mayo Clinic,
Mayo
calculator.
Clinic, go to Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic is
This
nice
thing?
and
Hmm.
yeah, sounds
Yeah.
reputable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reputable.
Here you see calorie calculator. Okay, go
Uh-huh.
ahead. Enter in.
Put my
I don't
stuff.
know if you want to enter in.
I'll do mine.
Let's do you. Let's do you, Greg, if you want.
Oh, you can do me. Let's do whatever. 200 straight up. Male.
And this is an average,
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
just understand that this is
Let's do somewhat active because actually no, at least 30 minutes of moderate activity most days of the week, or 20 minutes of regular activity 3 days a week. Let's do active, not very active.
in reality, you're probably somewhat active, let's just be honest.
No, I mean lately I've been more than somewhat. One
Okay.
second. Just
Folks,
somebody,
this is important. You got to be honest,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
when you
Let's just do this. I'm curious. 2,800 calories. Oh, so if I was somewhat, it was at 26.
so
Okay.
so that's the calories
Mm-hmm.
that you need around this, right?
Mm-hmm.
To
Mm-hmm.
not gain weight,
Uh-huh.
but also not to lose weight.
That's the maximum.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This is what you need to maintain your current weight. All right, 2,800 calories. Okay,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
let's do for a lady.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
Same age or
Any age, type in
okay.
any age.
Okay.
Good. Right, 60, 67.
Let's do. I'm just curious about my parents' person.
Okay,
72,
let's do your parents. Okay.
5 foot, 5 foot. How tall is my mom? 5'3", 5'4", 5'4". Oh,
Okay.
it's 5'4". It's I don't know how much she weighs.
That's
Uh,
that's a big one.
yeah, that's a big one. I don't know.
Okay, let's just do a 70. Let's just do not your mom. This is somebody who
Yeah,
is
yeah.
let's say 100. Put 170.
Oh my
Whatever.
God. Oh my
A little
goodness.
bit heavier. A little bit
Yeah, yeah.
heavier.
Oh, heavy set. Okay, fine.
Okay. Female. Go to female.
Oh, okay. So that person needs somewhat active.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's just do yeah. Uh, okay, 1,800 calories. So yeah, wow, way less.
yeah. Okay. So it makes it, and again, this is an average. Okay.
Yeah,
So basically, if she wants to lose a pound a week,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So she's going to remove 500 calories a day
yeah,
from that 1,800 figure.
yeah.
Okay. So so after 7 days of
Hmm.
1,300 calories, she will lose 1 pound of fat
Yeah,
because 1 pound of fat equals 3,500 calories.
yeah, yeah.
That's it. There's nothing else you need to know about weight loss. Everything else is BS. Everything else is somebody trying to sell you some bullshit.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay. You could literally eat nothing but you can literally eat pure sugar and keep it under those calories and you will lose weight. You're gonna
no, but
have
what
your
about
teeth are gonna
diabetes?
rot,
What if
your
you're
organs. your
I was gonna
organs are
say,
going to fail, your
yeah.
bowels are going to be
Oh, I was gonna
irritable,
say, so that,
your skin is going to react
yeah.
badly, and
Yeah,
you might
yeah,
have a stroke or whatever. Your blood vessels will
yeah,
deteriorate,
yeah,
but you will lose a pound of fat.
yeah,
Okay, so my point is that I'm not recommending people to eat nothing but
yeah,
sugar, but
yeah,
really, fat loss is purely
yeah,
calorie
yeah.
deficit.
Weight loss, yeah. No, so
Fat,
that's it. So this is a
fat
discussion
loss.
I've been having with people in my family where it's like it's not just, somebody will say, "Oh, I don't eat that much." Well, it's not about just not eating that much. It's about in terms of health, it's also about what you're eating when you're eating, like when you're eating, what you eat.
People who say they don't eat that much
Yeah.
have absolutely no idea how much they eat.
That's
It's
A,
shocking.
and even
No,
no, but
because
even if it's true, like they eat like blintzes, trash.
people don't know, like the only way, by the way, oh, this is a really important part. I forgot I didn't want to diminish this part.
Yeah,
The hardest part about this whole diet thing
yeah,
is actually keeping track of the calories. You
yeah,
have to learn how much calories your food is.
yeah.
Okay. So I found like stuff that my go-to food that I eat like by myself
Hmm.
that I can prepare for myself. It's not complicated, and I know how to count the calories. Like for instance, here's my
Yeah,
main meal of the day, right? So I get pita,
yeah,
Israeli pita.
yeah,
Okay. So they come in like two types that I find locally. Okay. One is like 200 calories per pita, and the other one is like 140 calories per pita. I try to get the 140 calorie per pita when it's available, but it's
yeah,
usually the 200 calorie pita. Okay, whatever.
yeah.
I make a sandwich. I cut a tomato, I cut an onion,
Nice.
okay, and I cut a bunch of pickles. I don't even count those calories. Like the tomato and the onion, it's like negligible. It's like a big tomato, like a big one, it's like 30 calories. Onion, barely any calories, okay? Pickles, the same,
Yeah,
okay? Barely any, like if especially if there's no sugar in it, it's almost 0 calories. So it doesn't matter. You can like fill up on that.
yeah,
You learn how to fill up on stuff that's like on snacks that have volume but very low calories, okay?
yeah,
Okay, I stuff that into the sandwich. I put two pieces of cheese, sometimes cheddar, sometimes Swiss, whatever. Okay, and the sandwich ends up like this. It's like big. It's like the pizza's almost like ripping apart. I also put like spicy peppers in there, and I put like jalapeno mustard or whatever. It's
yeah,
a delicious sandwich. Okay,
yeah,
you don't have to use my recipe. You can come up with your own thing.
yeah.
I know that each one of those sandwiches. Okay, okay, so 200 for the pita. The cheese slices, each slice is about 100 calories. Okay. So that's the total. So it's a 400 calorie sandwich.
Yeah.
I have two of them. Okay. That's already 800 calories, but I'm full. And
Mm.
my mind is not occupied on food for the rest of the day. So the food choices that you make, you got to know how many calories and you got to know what fills you up.
Yeah.
Okay. So that same sandwich, by the way, if you don't put the onions and the tomatoes
Hmm.
in there and the pickles and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
it feels like a completely different experience. I could feel hungry. It doesn't feel filling. So the bread with the cheese, there's not enough to make you feel full, but that's like 100% of the calories. So you
Yeah.
got to know you got to like use like watery, low calorie stuff and mix it with high calorie stuff. Okay. So I
Yeah.
just gave you, I basically live on what I just said. Then my wife, like for dinner, if she makes dinner, uh, she'll, whatever, she'll make like a salad and some kind of dish and fill up the rest of my calories during the course
Yeah.
of the day. And that's it. I live on that and I'm fine. I'm not miserable. I'm not angry all the time.
Yeah.
So it's manageable. So 2,000 calories. I do a little bit of walking. 10,000. I try to do 10,000 steps a
Yeah.
day. I'm hoping I'll reach my goal in under a year.
Yeah.
That is manageable. You can make that happen. That's it. There's nothing else you need to know about weight loss. That's it. Just forget about everything else that you've learned. Here in Truth Fanatics, we've explained to you how it's done. End of story. Just memorize this and forget about everything else and tell everybody to eat shit if they don't
Oh,
want.
nice. Speaking
If
of
they
eating.
if
Speaking
they
of
just
eating.
don't take Ozempic, don't take
Yeah.
anything.
I
Okay.
just eat shit.
I drink a lot of coffee. No, 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 no.
I know,
Don't
I'm
eat. No, tell
kidding.
them. No, tell the people who.
I know, I know.
Yeah, I drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that I'm doing everything perfectly. I'm just telling you how I get through the day.
yeah,
I drink a lot of iced coffee
yeah,
because it's Florida. Okay.
yeah,
If it was a little bit cooler, I'd be drinking regular coffee. Okay.
yeah,
I drink too much Diet Coke. I regret that. Okay. I'll have a Celsius
yeah.
to get on the treadmill. That's not good.
I
I,
try to, yeah, I try to stay off of all those
okay.
Celsius melts. I do drink coffee. Recently I've been cutting down, but yeah,
I struggle to drink 2 full glasses of water a day.
I have the same problem.
I
Same problem.
force myself. Like
Yeah,
most days, it's like 1.5. It's
yeah,
not good.
yeah,
But if I get two, I feel okay about myself.
yeah.
Like I know it should be more, but come on,
So,
let's be real here.
sir,
You know,
my request at the moment is related to this. I need a Joe Rogan boys room break for 5 minutes, if that's okay with you.
Joe Rogan provides a bucket for people to pee on to pee in the sun. I've literally, Gavin McInnes, he did
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Dude, we gotta watch this Gavin McInnes or Mizrahi thing. We must. It's entertainment.
I don't know if I
That's
can,
another. That's
bro.
another. Dude, that's another thing I file under Large Hadron Collider. Can you give
Okay,
me 1 second? I'm getting just a. Speaking of,
you know what?
I'm getting a
I'm gonna use the same
Sovietism
time for
call.
an intermission, folks. Stay
Yeah.
tuned. We'll be
Yes.
back.
Yes.
We'll be right back after these messages, probably 2, 3 minutes. Stay with us.
All right, folks, at least I'm back. I'm gonna tell Frank when he gets back. I just had a very funny moment. My father called me up, and because what happened was, and I'll tell Frank, but what happened was, if you guys probably heard in the news that the Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was apparently working with the head of the CIA, I guess David Barnea. Oh, Frank is back. I was just telling the folks at home that I had a funny phone call with my father just now. He calls me up. Oh, there you go. What
This
was
is a
that?
step counter.
Oh, very nice. So you're almost at 10,000?
I'm
8,400?
actually at 10,000. I just
Oh,
forgot to,
hmm.
whatever, reset it.
Yeah. I
Trust me,
was
folks. I'm not lying. 10,000.
trust me. George
Mission
W. Bush,
accomplished.
mission accomplished. George W. Speaking of George W., I just had or the era of George W. I just had a funny conversation with
Ow.
my father. My goodness. Dude, your cats are violent. Holy cannoli.
It's just
I'm
squeaky.
kidding. My cat, listen, my cat killed a baby bunny, so, whatever. Anyway, um, so today, I don't know if you saw that there was like an article about how Ahmadinejad was recruited by Mossad, by the head of Mossad, and there was a whole thing. They were trying to basically, groom him to be the next, pre again, like I guess president of a free Iran, so to speak, free Iran. I don't even know why they do that, but I guess they were trying to groom him to be like normal, I guess. I don't know. Because the thing
Sounds like
is,
BS.
well, he had a falling out. The thing is, he did have a falling out with this whole, kind of RGC regime or whatever, certain people in it. And no, so they tried to recruit him, and then it was funny because I've been saying for a long time that I felt like he was either it was him or that other guy, that Ismail Khani guy that was working with Mossad supposedly allegedly, and no one has seen. No, it's a funny thing. It's people make jokes about it, right? But no one has seen that guy, right? It's like Jackie Mason, he talks about the doctor. He's so good, nobody's seen him yet.
Right.
And no, so I was just saying, and then I wrote in our family group, I was like, I knew it. My dad's like, what did you know? I'm like, well, first of all, there was this like very, very, very fringe, semi-fringe theory for a long time that supposedly Ahmadinejad is partially Jewish. That's theory number one. The second thing is, yeah, I remember, what was it, some months back, we thought that he was killed in an airstrike, but apparently he wasn't killed. He was whisked.
Spotted at the funeral. Yeah.
Well, he was whisked away during the airstrike by supposedly Israeli and American, something out of a movie, right? So I don't know. Listen, but I don't know what kind of president or leader he would be. I really, this is a person who like whatever, he went on 60 Minutes talking about, it's happened like 20 years ago, literally 20 years ago, that
Yeah.
that there wasn't basically Holocaust denial and wipe Israel off the map, all this kind of stuff. He went to Columbia University. I don't even know why they invited him, but back then already, that should have been a sign that like, I mean, I was like, Columbia is crap. All the Ivy Leagues. Just the
Yeah.
fact they invited him, a guy like that.
Yeah.
So they asked him about gays in Iran. He says, I don't know about you guys, what you guys have here, but we don't have such a phenomenon
Right.
in
Yeah.
Iran.
Everybody laughed. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they just laughed. They didn't find it to be like deeply offensive to them, which it should be to them. It is not offensive to me. I don't really care, but
It's not offensive to them because they unite on what's most important to both of
yeah,
them,
yeah,
their hatred of the Jews.
yeah, yeah,
That's what it's all about.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
they can laugh at a guy who
yeah,
hangs gays.
yeah,
Gays will laugh at a guy
yeah.
who hangs
As
gays
long as he's not hanging
as
them.
long as he hates the Jews as much as they do.
Yeah, yep. It's amazing, folks. It's really, what do they call it? It's like that hierarchy of the actually the comedian Nicholas DeSanto. Here, I'll try to find it. He gave it like a name. It's some like not hierarchy, but it's like a something like a hierarchy of that they've created. These people have created for themselves. of kind of like what's what in their totem pole, you know?
Yeah.
And this trumps everything. Israel trumps everything. The West, the downfall of the West trumps everything. They've said it as much. I saw an interview with this one girl on the street, one of these, you know, in the campus. The guy literally asked her, "You don't care that they do this to people in Gaza?" She's like, "I don't care. I just want, you know, I don't care." No.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Yeah. Um, yeah, man. So what do you think of this whole Hadron Collider theory, this running theory on the internet that supposedly, and I want to talk about it from like maybe if you want to talk about it from a Torah perspective in general, that are there actually things such as, you know, we know this whole thing, this discussion about a person has, you know, let's say some level of free will and he has a trajectory in his life, you know, he does one thing kind of like at some crossroads and sets him on a particular path, right? So that's a discussion in Judaism that's like an ongoing discussion. You know, books upon books upon books about this topic. So now the question is, people are speculating that there's like a machine that is involved with physics and or quantum, you know, particle physics that has managed to basically F around with some stuff, you know, matter, antimatter, whatever it is, running at a certain capacity for a certain amount of time that essentially has given us clavicular. I have a
It's
friend that, yeah, I have a friend. I was gonna say that he literally walks around. Mine and Eric's friend, mutual friend, he literally is like, dude, he's like, dude, I'm telling you, the Hadron Collider. He's like, did you know that they stopped it 2 weeks ago? And they did. They paused it for like 4 years. He's like,
yeah.
now we can live. We can live normally now.
Yeah, I've heard people on the
Yeah.
interweb saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
My answer to you is, how the hell should I know?
No, but let's say, not that you would know or not that it's like definitive, but
The
is it a
timeline does not feel like it's been corrected. Not to me.
well, I think it would I'll tell you this. First of all, I think if it was being corrected, I think it would take a little bit of time, meaning like a couple of months or maybe 6 months, let's put it that way. I personally, um, I want to say since just before Passover, this past Passover, you know, like right when I went to Miami, I've sensed in my intuition and I've seen it a little bit in my life that whatever timeline I was thrown off of, you could say whenever I was thrown off of it, is slowly getting a little bit back on track. I think. I hope.
We're still in the Lord of the Flies.
I'm only talking about myself, my
I,
own stuff.
I understand.
This general thing, yes, it's still the Lord of the Flies, freaking
The adults have
yeah,
not shown up yet. We don't
yeah,
there are no adults in the
yeah,
room in the
yeah,
house, folks.
yeah.
Um, so my idea of the timeline correcting itself is when the adults return
Oh yeah,
to to our little island here,
yeah,
okay?
yeah,
Um, that we crash landed on. Okay. So
yeah,
that's how I view the whole thing.
yeah.
Um,
I get
you
it.
might you might say that I'm being unreasonable, but I feel like
Yeah.
I'm being very, very reasonable.
No, you are.
And, and so, you know what? I saw something. I'm starting to remember one of the things I wanted to show on the show. Can you do a search for me, my good man?
Yes. Okay.
I'm saying my good man now because I heard Norm Macdonald say that.
Okay, so what's the search?
To me, Norm Macdonald was kind of one of the adults,
Yeah,
at least in the comedy sense, in terms of
yeah,
intelligence.
yeah.
So if you go to Bill Hader, Airplane,
Hmm.
it's a short video where he talks about
Oh yeah, you
the
sent
movie
this to me.
Airplane, and it's
Yeah,
fascinating,
yeah.
fascinating.
Yes. Let's see. Jimmy Kimmel. No. Oh, here we go. Airplane with Bill Simmons and Bill Hader. The rewatch. Oh no, this is like a long.
I think it's a
Uh,
short.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
watched it and it was like
yeah,
maybe a minute.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Flight. Oh, here we go. Bill Hader on what makes airplane. Here we go. I found it.
Yeah. And listen carefully, folks. There's a
Yes,
lot of
yes, yes,
wisdom in
yes,
what
yes,
he's
yes,
saying.
yes.
I don't know what his
Uh,
politics are, but he's right about this.
yeah, yeah, whatever. Oops.
Movie Airplane, which is so hard to replicate, is that everybody, whether it's Saturday Night Live or just whatever, all these people do a funny version of themselves, you know? And in
Yeah.
Hell Airplane, I remember my dad telling me, he's like, that movie's funny, but if you grew up watching like Sea Hunt and watching with Lloyd Bridges or Forbidden Planet or Poseidon Adventure that had Leslie Nielsen in it, like all these movies where they were always the straight guy.
Yeah.
Robert Stack watching The Untouchables as a kid and being like, I'd never seen them be funny. I only knew them as that specific kind of character, which isn't even like around anymore. It was very super serious. And them playing it straight and actually having the real people instead of comedians, it was like a hallucination or something. It was like, wait, you're allowed to do that? Like, the thing is,
Yeah, nice.
That was it. That was the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So let me just let me tease that apart a little bit.
Yeah,
Why I thought that was so profound what he said.
yeah.
The guys who played like Lloyd Bridges and the guys who played in that movie Airplane, folks, if
Yeah.
you can remember, many of you might not even know what we're talking about, but if you watch the movie Airplane, it's one of the goofiest movies. It's a parody. And for me, what was odd is that those people who played those characters, it was funny to me even as a kid. Like I understood, I don't know why I understood, but it was funny. But at the same time, I kind of understood that these guys in reality were serious people.
Yeah,
The characters, they they come to you in Airplane after decades of like being like of portraying themselves as
yeah,
these completely like straight-laced
yeah,
serious go-getter, the guy, the expert, the adult in the room.
yeah,
They were the adults in the room
yeah,
that you grew up with, and you never saw them joke around. You never saw them be goofy. You never saw them, you know, be a wise guy. And then suddenly here they are doing it. So it's almost like that's where the timeline went haywire. Like you could almost mark it like
yeah,
that movie. Okay.
yeah.
The reason that movie made an impact, the reason why it made such an impact is because of all those decades of serious work before that.
Yeah.
Those characters would not have made any impact at all if they weren't known for being those like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Those kind of
Yeah.
people who aren't around anymore.
That's what I'm saying. You have to know, meaning like when I saw that movie, I didn't know what the, so to speak, the references were. I just thought it was just a bunch of guys, yeah, playing funny, funny versions of whatever was supposed to be serious, but I didn't understand who they are lampooning.
It, it was astonishing
Yeah, yeah,
because if you did know who they were, it was just like he said, they didn't hire comedians to do
yeah,
it. They
yeah,
didn't hire professional goofballs. There was one guy there who was a
yeah,
professional, and he did a fantastic job.
yeah,
Steven Stucker,
yeah,
Stuckler,
yeah.
Stucker. We talked to,
But Leslie Nielsen then played after that in Naked Gun and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, but he was a straight.
Yeah,
He didn't
yeah,
do comedies before that.
yeah,
That's how he opened up a new career,
yeah,
and that's how people know him. And people don't
yeah.
remember his like
His serious stuff. Yeah,
his the most of this work was
yeah,
like serious,
yeah, yeah. It's interesting.
Even his role on Golden Girls
It's
as
a
Dorothy's like the guy
it
that Dorothy ended up with at the end.
yeah.
He was a complete straight man kind
It's almost like
character.
if you think about Trump, he did the reverse. He went from being like the funny guy to like president.
Yeah, Trump. It's hard to it's hard to call him an adult. I mean,
Yeah,
he is probably the closest thing we have to an adult
yeah,
in the room, kind of,
yeah,
with a maybe like Marco Rubio a distant second.
yeah.
The other people, I have no idea what they're doing there. you know?
Sorry, dude, I'm cracking up right now.
Why?
You got to see this. My mom just sent me a thing. It's in Russian, but I translated it to with Google Lens to English, the text.
Yeah.
So it says, give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on. Give me a second. People got to you got to see this. I said this is actually something that's amazing for the show. One second. I gotta tell you, sometimes like there's like these Russian speaking memes and like the Russian speaking interwebs, like funny
Yeah.
stuff that goes around, like our parents send it around, pass it around. Here, yeah, come on. What happened to it? Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. This is
Meg.
Look at this.
In on the gag already. Oh, okay.
Film me on the movie Gaiden.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's-
Because of Helen, right? Helen of Troy. That's the.
I guess.
I think it has to do with Helen of
Yes.
Troy.
The first
Yeah.
also that they're using black guys for everything and they're making,
Yeah.
it's like ridiculous. I guess you want to stretch it to like transgender, like you can, but let's keep it to black. Gagarin. Dude, I was reading about Gagarin, by the way, his life. Crazy, man. That guy. How they chose him to be
I know
the first
nothing.
man. If you, yeah, I just like a re quick, if you don't mind, like a quick, because we always talk about like aliens in space. This is about the first man in space, Yuri Gagarin, the Russian guy. Uh, basically, yeah, it says whatever. He was born in like the 30s, the mid 30s. So he was a kid during the war. Like a small village, and yes, he says his family suffered during the German occupation during World War II. Uh, basically, his whole family had to like retreat from the Moscow area, with the livestock and everything like that. They burned down his village. Somehow he like was sent to live somewhere like I think with grandparents or something like that. So he says, um, basically when they came to this village, it's called Gzhatsk. Nazi officers took over the Gagarin residence. On the land behind their house, the family was allowed to build a mud hut measuring 3 by 3 meters, like 10 feet by 10 feet. They spent 21 months until the end of the occupation. During the period, Yuri became a saboteur after one of the German soldiers called the devil by the children tried to hang his younger brother Boris on an apple tree using the boy's scarf. In retaliation, Yuri sabotaged the soldier's work. He poured soil into the tank batteries gathered to be recharged and randomly mixed with different chemical supplies intended for the task. His two elder siblings were deported by the Germans to Poland for slave labor in 1943. They escaped and were found by Soviet soldiers who conscripted them into helping with the war effort. They did not return home until 1945 after the war. Uh, it was like he thought his whole family was dead, or the family thought that his brothers were dead. They weren't dead. He spent the war in the hospital. Crazy stuff. Like, see, I just want to get to the part where he joins. He went to school, and then it says a former Soviet airman later joined the school to teach math and science. Uh, he learned to read by using a discarded Soviet military manual, and his favorite subject was math and science. He was part of a group of children who built model airplanes. He was fascinated with aircraft from a young age, and his interest in airplanes was energized after a Yakovlev fighter plane crash landed in Klushino during the war. And then he started working at a steel plant when he was like 16 years old. Um, yeah, then he was sent to industrial technical school in Saratov, where he studied tractors. And then he volunteered at a local flying club. Like he learned how to fly a plane, like a biplane, like a small
Yeah.
jet.
Yeah.
Later, Yakovlev Yak 18. And then he went to like what is it called? Air Force pilot school when he was like 21 years old. Yeah. Then he trained on a MiG-15 when he was 22. He struggled to land, like he couldn't land at first. And then finally he was commissioned as a pilot, as a lieutenant in the Air Force. I don't really, he was just rated up. Yeah, it says rated military pilot third class. He expressed
Folks, we're
interest.
talking about, by the way, sorry to interrupt you. We're
Yeah,
talking about
the first man in space. Yeah,
the first human being in space.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Yes, he expressed interest in space exploration following the launch of Luna 3 in October 1959. This is like the first, object.
yeah.
His recommendation to Soviet space program was endorsed and forwarded by Lieutenant Colonel Babushkin. By this point, he accumulated 265 hours of flight time, was promoted to the rank of senior lieutenant. I'm just curious why. He says Gagarin's selection for the Vostok program was overseen by the Central Flight Medical Commission led by Major General Konstantin Fyodorowicz Borodin of the Soviet Army Medical Service. He underwent testing, all kinds of, psychological, physical testing. Um, he's talking about all these guys who were like his commanders. I'm just trying to get to the part where how did they even decide? So he says, from a pool of 154 qualified pilots shortlisted by the Air Force units, the military physicians chose 29 cosmonaut candidates, of whom 20 were approved by the Credential Committee of Soviet government. The first 12, including Gagarin, were approved on March 7th, 1960, and 8 more were added to a series of subsequent orders issued until June. He began training at the Khudinka airfield in central Moscow in March 1960. The training regimen involved rigorous and repetitive physical exercises, which Alexei Leonov, a member of the initial group of 12, described as akin to training for the Olympic Games. Oh, you disappeared. Okay.
I lost you there
Oh, okay.
the
So
last 45 seconds.
basically, he was doing something akin to like training for the Olympics. Like
Yeah.
a track and field, I want to say. In
Yeah.
April 1960, they began parachute training in Saratov Oblast, and each man completed about 50 jumps. Basically, this guy was taken through like a meat grinder, and he came out of it. So he says, one of these candidates. So all these, he has these candidates. Yevgeny Khrunov believed that Gagarin was very focused and demanding of himself and others when necessary. In May 1960, Gagarin was further selected for an accelerated training group known as the Vanguard 6 or the Sochi 6, from which the first cosmonauts of the Vostok program would be chosen. The other members of the group were Anatoly, okay, so all these different five guys. Kartashov and Varlamov were injured and replaced by Krunov and Nilyubov. So basically, after all this stuff, essentially, yes, they were given based on mission readiness and their physical examinations and all that kind of stuff. Then they were given like a written test, written test and a test in a simulator. Then you have 4 guys, Gagarin, Nikolaev, Popovich, and Titov, all received excellent marks on the first day of testing, in which they were required to describe the various phases of the mission, followed by questions from the commission. On the second day, they were given a written examination, following which the special commission ranked Gagarin as the best candidate. He and the next 2 highest ranked cosmonauts, Titov and Nilyubov, were sent to Tyuratam for final preparations. It's like a Kazakhstan place. Gagarin and Tito was selected to train on the flight-ready spacecraft on April 7th. So basically, it was down to 2 guys. At the end, the State Commission meeting on April 8th, Kamanin, there's like some sort of a guy, one of the guys that chooses them, stood up and formally nominated Gagarin as the primary pilot and Titov as his backup. Without much discussion, the commission approved the proposal and moved on to other last-minute logistical issues. It was assumed that in the event Gagarin developed health problems prior to liftoff, Titov would take his place, with Nubov acting as his backup. So essentially, they went through this whole thing with like 30 guys, 40 guys, and they wound down to like Gagarin essentially to be the first guy. See, he says it's a quote from him, from Gagarin, after he went to space.
Yeah.
The feeling of weightlessness was somewhat unfamiliar compared with Earth conditions. Here, you feel as if you were hanging in a horizontal position in straps. You feel as if you are suspended, Gagarin wrote in his post-flight report. He also wrote in his autobiography, released the same year, that he sang the tune, "The Motherland Hears, the Motherland Knows, Родина слышит, Родина знает," during re-entry. Gagarin was recognized as a qualified military pilot, first class, and promoted to the rank of major in a special order given during his flight. About 7,000 meters, 23,000 feet, Gagarin ejected from descending capsule on the way back as planned and landed using a parachute. There were concerns that Gagarin's orbital spaceflight records for duration, altitude, and lifted mass would not be recognized by the Federal Aeronautic International, the world governing body for setting standards and keeping records in the field, which at the time required that the pilot land with the craft. Gagarin and Soviet officials initially refused to admit that he had not landed with a spacecraft, an omission which became apparent after Titov's flight on Vostok 2, that was the second flight, 4 months later. Gagarin's spaceflight records were nonetheless certified and reaffirmed by the FAI, which revised its rules and acknowledged that the crucial steps of safe launch, orbit, and return of the pilot had been accomplished. Gagarin is internationally recognized as the first human in space and first to orbit Earth. Among the technical gear he wore to space, he kept the time for the Sturmansky watch on his wrist. Dude, you know what I always wondered or asked a question, kind of
Yeah.
philosophical, maybe political? Why God, you had these empires, and one of them was evil, namely Soviet Union. He allowed the first man in space to be from there and not from America. America was the first to go to the moon. But the first man in space was a guy who survived World War II as a kid and ended up being.
So Gagarin himself wasn't evil.
He was not, no.
Doesn't seem to be an evil person.
No.
But why did well, I'll tell you.
Why did the Soviet Union get the merit for this accomplishing whatever it is?
I don't know if it's necessarily a merit.
Not a merit, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I hear you.
Bragging rights. That's what.
Bragging rights. I think that good is not as motivated as evil.
Yeah.
Understand? Evil wants to conquer.
Yeah.
It's energetic. It's
Yeah.
obsessed.
Yeah.
Right?
Or as Rick Moranis would say, because good is dumb.
Right. Which means that good is not gonna be it's too laid back.
Yeah.
It's not seeking to dominate. Good
Yeah.
good will the best that good could do
Yeah.
is be motivated to dominate just to prevent evil from dominating. Like there's a
Yeah.
good that realizes that
Yeah.
evil is not going to stop.
Yeah.
It's not going to leave us alone.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of a drag because good would rather just be chilling,
Yeah.
barbecuing, just spending
Yeah.
time with the family, just
Yeah.
whatever, kind of laid back stuff. They don't feel like bothering anybody.
Yeah.
But because there's so much evil in the world,
Yeah.
right? So there's good that's like a prepper. But the prepper is not going to
Yeah.
prep unless
Yeah.
unless he had a brush with danger.
Yeah.
So America's brush with danger was the dominant Soviet Union in space.
Yeah. Yep.
America's brush with danger was the madness of Hitler
Yeah.
rising up to dominate the world. America was not really prepared for that. It was reactionary.
It was very isolationist. There was a whole isolationist vibe,
Yeah.
going on for a couple of years until
Good is reactionary and evil is proactive. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That answers your question.
Yeah. Even if they use a good person.
So right, so God will use evil to get good going.
Yeah.
When the going gets tough, the good get going, right?
Yeah.
So God makes the going get tough, and
Yeah.
he uses evil to make the going get tough, and
Yeah.
then the good get going.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I answered your question.
So you
with
did, but
perfection.
now the question is, I guess I can answer this question within the question,
Sure.
but we saw this evil during COVID, but it doesn't look like good is motivated to do anything about it. Or it's too hidden, it's too concealed.
I don't look, you never know what good's up to,
Yeah.
right? You kind of know what evil's up to.
Yeah.
Right? You'd think it would be the other way around, but it's
Yeah.
actually not.
Yeah.
I know what I'm up to. I'm there every day.
Yeah.
I'm using whatever little voice I have on the twits, on the social media, which is like, that's the place where the world kind of has its discussion, right?
Yeah.
In terms of getting visibility, that's the place.
Yeah.
I'm not getting much, but I'm there every single day. I'm pushing, I'm scratching away a little bit. Something's going to give eventually.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like I'm alone in it.
It's crazy.
I don't see anybody else
Yeah.
kind of like, being a watcher on the wall,
Yeah.
at least in terms of outbreak viruses,
Yeah.
right? No one's paying attention to outbreak viruses.
Yep.
And I've been trying to bring people's attention to the fact that every outbreak virus is a single strand RNA virus.
Yeah.
And for the folks, for the slight possibility that someone new is joining us for the first time, there's several virus categories. You have DNA viruses, you have other kind of viruses, and then you have single strand RNA viruses.
Yeah.
It would seem that 99% of the viruses that we hear about, which are causing outbreaks, that the ones that people are really scared of, they're all single strand RNA viruses.
Yeah.
My brother Dr. Zelenko came up with the treatment, how to treat the majority of the viruses that we're scared of, the outbreak viruses. So I've
Yeah.
been trying to get people to sort of kind of notice that.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a rat's ass. You know why? Because they need, like, the only success I ever have is when the virus shows up and people are already in a panic.
Yeah.
A month ago we had Hanta, and now we have Ebola. So Hanta got me 2.5 million views
Wow.
because people were scared.
Yeah.
People were really scared. And so basically, good is lazy and
Yeah.
complacent,
Yeah.
and it doesn't get going until the going gets rough.
Can I show the folks at home the clip from Spaceballs? Speaking of
Yes, please.
Lampoon.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of nailed it. I mean, think about it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Eric liked the job, Ozempic Jabba, by the way.
Yeah. There. It's just a short clip.
Now you see that evil will always triumph because good is dumb. Now
I don't agree with
I know. Yes, but that's basically the
Dark
point. Is what
Helmet.
you-
Dark Helmet. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. You want to see what like what the whole clip? It's like an hour. It's a minute and a half of like they're fighting,
Yeah.
and then he like it's funny, whatever. Here.
Aren't we gonna get thrown off of something?
No, here. This
You're gonna be
one
able to post it on the tubes?
No, it'll be fine. This is the Schwartz scene.
Yeah.
So Lone Star, yogurt has taught you well. If there's one thing I despise, it is a fair fight. But if I must, then I must. May the best man win. Put her there. The ring! I can't believe you fell for the oldest trick in the book! What a goof! What's with you, man? Come on! You know what? Here, let me give it back to you. Oh! Oh, look at that! You fell for that too! I can't believe it, man! So, Lone Star, now you see that evil will always triumph because good is dumb.
Yes.
Okay, can we play something else? And it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with anything we just watched. It's
Yeah.
just perfection.
Okay.
Spies Like Us, Ninjas. We talked about this clip. Like, I don't think we showed the episode.
Ninja's attack scene.
Yes, dude.
What's a dick for? Oh my God, this thing.
Yeah, that part's okay.
Great movie.
Yeah. I think a dickfur is a bird or something.
Maybe, I guess.
Where are we?
I don't know. I wasn't watching. I lost everything at 7,000 feet.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's a dickfur.
What's a dick for?
To pee with.
Was that me?
I have those reactions sometimes in the course of the day, you know? Is that me?
We need a plan. Let's play dead. Come on, super spy. Think of something.
You're the diplomat. Talk to them.
All right? Stop right there, and I'll bring back the sun. Okay?
The sun.
This is my sister. You can all have her. I hear she's very good.
Just take another step and I start swinging.
You hear that? He's threatening you. Let's get him.
For God's sake, show some balls.
I think it's too late to try to impress him. That's enough. Off to the mill barge.
Here, sir.
Emmett Fitzhume. Hello. Sir. Colonel Rhombus, Special Projects Training.
Rhombus.
We've been expecting you.
Excuse me, sir, but what was all this,
That's how I welcome new trainees. What's wrong with a hot cup of coffee and a handshake? Listen, it's my job to get you prepared to go out into the field for combat. Now, I must know right away what I've got to work with. I've made my decision. What's it say?
pussy?
I don't think that's very fair. All these guys had swords. What are we supposed to do? It depends on your particular arena of combat. Maybe this.
He was a football player, this guy.
Yeah.
I'll take you back to the base.
Yes.
No, but the way he delivered it goes, let's play dead. Dude, when I saw that, I was like
Yeah.
laughing for so long. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
It's like bears.
Yeah.
Can I play for you?
Okay, I will bring back the sun.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Can I play for you the there's like a channel regarding the CERN thing. It's actually these are short clips, I guess, or relatively short.
Bro, you know what I find hilarious about you?
What?
You like I talk to you about like, the UFO stuff. You're like boring.
No, because
And
this
then-
affects our
No, no, no.
lives.
No, but listen. And I only bring to you like the most kind of credible, credible stuff,
Okay,
right?
okay.
And you're like, oh, whatever. And then
I'm not
you're like,
whatever.
oh,
I'm just
CERN,
I'm
dark hole.
you know no, you know what it is? It's just like
the Loch
we-
Ness monster,
because it's not
Bigfoot.
it's not that it's not credible. It's just that it's been I don't want to say it's been the same for 2 or 3 years,
I hear you, man.
but it's
not-
largely
no.
been like, my God, when is the train going to leave the station already, man? You know?
How about this? Actor James Franco claims an alien has been stalking his home and says he captured it on security footage.
Is he sure it's not an ex-girlfriend?
That's
'Cause the guy's
polymarket.
He's
That's a
always
poly-
I get it. He's always high though. It could be an ex-girlfriend. It's James Franco, for crying out loud. Yeah, by the way, I didn't have on my bingo card Dr. Phil. Can I read what Dr.
We
Phil
need to
said?
talk about Dr. Phil.
Why is Dr. Phil involved in this? I'm just
If he-
curious.
This is they kicked it into high gear. This is a new level. I'm telling you,
But
Trump.
why Dr. Phil, that Dafka? Like,
That's Trump. It has to be. Trump called Dr.
Yeah.
Phil and said, "Listen, you're the
Yeah.
guy
yeah,
that needs to intro this to everybody."
this is hilarious. like NPCs, like NPC ladies who are sitting at home.
Yeah. Dude, Dr. Phil is Trump's guy,
Yeah, let's see. Oh,
probably.
he made a video. Yeah, let's check out this two-minute
Yeah,
clip that
yeah.
Dr. Phil made.
Stuff I heard about in 2010, but to him, it's
Yeah,
like, whoa, man. To the
yeah,
people who never heard this stuff, they're like, whoa,
yeah,
losing it.
yeah. Here, there's a few videos that he made, not just one. Here. Uh, let's see. Whoops. 1 second. Share. Oops. Just 1 second. I want to make sure that this is actually being shared.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, the UFO videos that they keep releasing are shit.
Yeah.
They're not released. They haven't
Yeah.
released anything.
Yeah. That's true.
Back with my third post today about this. The White House and Department of National Intelligence has given me and my team here at Envoy exclusive access to the new tranche of information about UAPs. Things we're finding now, Apollo 17 was seeing firework-like things outside their space capsule. They interviewed them for hours trying to figure out what this was. In the U.S. Indo-Pacific Theater, we find a report in here that a football-shaped object was observed by U.S. military making movements they could not explain. Another report, a diamond-shaped object 4 feet by 2 feet, again defying all G-forces, making movements that could not be explained. In 2019, a range called Fowler Range, an object encroached on that training area, which is locked off in airspace so they can do training. It was moving so fast, they couldn't even track it with their tracking devices. Not that they couldn't catch it, they couldn't track it. The quality of the reporters here is really important. This is significant. A lot of the things that have made the press over the years are non-credible folks. They said they were abducted, they were held captive, and then they were returned. These are credible scientists, military pilots, officers. These are matters of national security. These have been hidden from us for 79 years. I give it to the current administration to be striving for transparency here and telling us this. So what do we do with this? Why am I talking about this? Because this has a psychological impact on all of us. Are we alone? If we're not alone, what does that mean? Do these events have an impact on our lives? Are these threats? Well, what we know is at least back to 1947, maybe back 1,000 years, there hasn't been any known aggression towards us. Are these superior beings? Well, if the nearest galaxy is Andromeda, it would take 2.5 million years traveling at the speed of light to get from here to there, which means that it would take that long to get from there to here. We can't travel at the speed of light, so we have to assume that they would be technologically advanced. What does that mean to us? What does that mean to us psychologically? What do we say to ourselves? What do we say to our children? How do we fold this into our consciousness and our sense of being and safety? Those are things that I want to talk to you about, things that we need to have some serious consideration of. That's why I'm involved.
Amazing.
How many views did that get?
Well, this particular post 70 from his Twitter 71,000 only.
Yeah.
This actually I can sink my teeth into because now you're talking about what I call NPC everyday man is now paying attention, has to pay attention. I hope, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see, this is another 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Here.
This is like a whole thread, right?
Yeah. There's a bunch. There's like three. There's three of them. Three little short 2-minute things.
I saw a video
yeah. Sorry.
that got like a lot, millions and millions of views. I don't know.
It's possible it's millions from someone else. Maybe what's his name? Elon.
Not Elon. Elon's not going to share that.
1 second. Let's see. Dr. Phil. I'm gonna just come on. 1 second. Yeah, I mean, like, it's good. Yeah, they're friends. They are friends for a long time, Dr. Phil and Trump, actually.
Yeah.
So this is something, for me, this is something, at least,
Yeah, Dr. Phil is like probably the most mainstream guy, like
yeah,
he's
yeah, trusted person, relatively speaking. This one got 685,000 views. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, I just want to find the one that got like a lot. This is the post, the text. So this one I can read. This got 1 million views. You're hearing from this. You're hearing this from me first. I was granted early access to newly released UAP documents, and one pattern jumps off the page. These objects have been showing up over our nuclear facilities for 77 years. Here's the record. So this is stuff that you and I have been talking about.
Yeah.
He doesn't mention this 1967 thing, though. He doesn't mention this.
I feel like he's new to this.
Yeah, yeah.
So
He just mentions like 1949 and 2015. Los Alamos, the Green Fireball sightings
I think
near
what he was
nuclear.
trying to do
Yeah,
was just show you how it spans
yeah.
from
Spans
that
like many
time
years.
to
Yeah,
something to very recent. I
yeah,
think that's what he was trying to
yeah,
do.
yeah. And then he talks about like 1948, Apollo 17. So crew saw some stuff.
Yeah.
FBI and CIA witnesses. And he goes, this isn't speculation, it's the government's own documentation. You're seeing it here first. The nuclear pattern continues around the world today. It's funny, he's like, you're seeing it here first, as in like, I know you don't pay attention to the History Channel. I know you don't pay attention to Discovery Channel. I know you don't pay attention to Instagram. I know you don't pay attention to News Nation, to
Yeah.
Cuomo, to Fredo.
Yeah.
But
Not
you
even
pay,
Glenn Beck.
yeah, not even Glenn Beck, but you pay attention to sure as shit, pay attention to me.
Yeah.
So you hear it here first.
You've seen it here first.
NPC land.
That means, you know what that means? That means that I know who you are,
Yeah,
and I know you've never heard this before.
yeah,
My people,
yeah,
you are the ones, you people who watch me, you've never
yeah,
heard. This is the last thing you've ever thought about.
yeah,
This is you probably may have heard something about that.
yeah,
Even if Brett Baer is
yeah,
having, like freaking aliens on his show on Fox News,
yeah.
even that guy, that's not your crew. That's not your people.
Dude, you know who these people are? These are the people who get their news from the CNN screen at the check-in line at this airport.
Dude, no, what Dr. Phil is saying, he goes, my people is like that that biscuit, that Saturday morning biscuit lady.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
No, go on X.
And
Tell me you've never seen this before.
Saturday morning.
I love these people, by the way. I'm not diminishing anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like biscuit and honey sauce.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Saturday. The weekend
Folks,
officially started.
maybe you guys aren't aware of this.
This lady?
This lady, this is like a phenomenon that I was honestly mystified by.
Her and her husband? Yeah, this one.
Yeah, yeah. It's Saturday.
Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
I like how she's in the department store.
Yeah.
Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me.
Okay.
I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
This is not dirty, okay? This is like literal food we're talking about.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the butter spread. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the butter spread. To get your butter spread all on me. I don't like the way it mixes with my mac and cheese. Cause when you're at KFC, you got that special sauce to stir my curiosity. Just give me a 5-piece meal.
You know what this is? This is Shabbos for Gentiles.
Dude, I don't know what this is, but but it feels chill, okay? And I really like, like
It's like kiddish for Gentiles,
Jay-Z,
you know?
You know the Jay-Z meme? He's like,
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah, bopping. He's like
he's like that. Dude, whatever that was chill and had a
Yeah.
pretty cool bass line.
yeah,
you
it's
know what I
great.
mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know people are going to try to make some dirty innuendo out of that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that lady's just singing about food. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never had honey sauce before. Okay.
Yeah.
But it sounds amazing.
It's incredible.
I think I have to look into biscuits too, by the way. And I mean this I'm not trying to be a wise ass. I've been curious about biscuits. I haven't tried it. I've never tried a biscuit before.
Yeah.
It's like it's like good bread,
Yeah.
like a Southern
Yeah.
style. Like anyway,
Yeah.
look, my point is that's Dr. Phil's crew. Those are his people.
Yeah.
That lady, that guy,
Yeah.
and that's most of America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the
It's sad, but
progress
that's
we're
what it
talking about
is.
here.
Yeah.
So if the you know why why have we activated that demographic now with Dr. Phil?
Because it's time.
Okay.
Ah.
Now with that being in mind, okay, remember we were supposed to have an episode last week and it fell through
Yeah.
because Rafi didn't go to bed, right? I
Yes.
had to go and like,
Yes.
by the way, he would not go to sleep for like 3 more hours.
Yeah.
Anyway, so and we were talking about what we're going to talk about on that episode.
Yeah.
We're going to mention, by the way, happy Independence Day.
Which
Also,
is we can still
yeah,
say.
we could still say it, of course. Okay. Another 250 years,
Hmm.
with
Yeah.
Mashiach already,
Yeah.
coming in. There's
Well,
nothing.
Rabbi Kessin said that he surmises that based on what Trump is doing or not doing, he thinks that Rubio will be the president. Like he will be the president in conjunction with Mashiach. Mashiach's reign. He'll be
Yeah,
the president of America with
yeah.
Mashiach.
There's no reason America can't
Yeah.
be here, you know,
Yeah.
doing really, really well in a Mashiach world.
Yeah.
There's like,
Of course.
okay, just have to turn back, turn the tide against the Islamic takeover
Yeah.
of everything. Okay,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna. I'm not gonna go down that
Yeah.
path right now because it just bums me out. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Muslims have to be stopped. They do.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do. Okay, so it's gonna take Mashiach to do it. By the way,
Yeah. Of course.
right? We have to have a real adult
Yeah.
who's gonna
It's
look
by
at it
the
directly, the reality of it
it's
in the
by the
face.
way what I wanted to ask you about the whole thing. I mean, we can get into it later if you want about our friend who I was talking to. He said, basically, before Mashiach comes, we have to address this, like stuff within like the Jewish world or community. We have to address this, we have to address that. And I'm trying to tell him
Nah.
there's some things we can, so to speak, address and maybe try to like tackle. There's other things we're not going to solve. And I I implore you, I would kindly ask you not to invoke or to even bring up that Mashiach can be delayed.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
I know why people do that. They're not going to
Yeah.
admit to this
Yeah.
because they may not even realize it themselves. I know that sounds obnoxious, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Yeah.
People come up with Mashiach didn't come or he can't come because of this or because of that because they're so worried that Mashiach's not going to come. They
Yeah.
already invented the excuse
Yeah. Of why he can't.
of why
Why
he didn't
shouldn't.
come because of this, because of that,
Yeah.
because they've been so disappointed for so long
Yeah.
that they're just preparing themselves for further disappointment. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Mashiach doesn't need anything to be addressed at all. Okay, it's time. It's already time. So to hell with the dressing stuff. We're not addressing nothing. We're a bunch of kids. This is Lord of the Flies. Okay. And we need the military officers to show up to the island to stop the kids from murdering each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's where we're holding. In the meantime, we'll try to be as adult as possible as kids could be. Right? Like,
Yeah.
look, it's a perfect metaphor. Listen, they organized themselves, right?
Yeah.
The kids, right? They
Of course.
figured out a way to find food. They figured
Yeah.
out a way to function.
Yeah.
Some stuff went
Some stuff
pretty
went
bad,
down. Yeah.
but they did survive, and they tried to mimic stuff that they saw adults do,
Yeah.
right? On an island full of kids. They tried, okay? That's where we're holding. It's not like we're sitting around waiting. They fed themselves.
Yeah.
They tried. That's what we're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
We're trying. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna
Yeah.
address? We
Yeah.
need adults here.
Yeah.
Which is, by the way, this is, this is my take on it. But it says that even though even though Mashiach comes and he's the one that does it, it's still for some reason necessary for Moses to be resurrected and to lead the Jews in conjunction with
Yeah.
Mashiach. Why? What do we need Moses for?
Yeah. You're asking or
Moses.
you're gonna
No, no,
tell
I'm
us?
going to tell. Well, I'm going to tell you what I think
Yeah,
because we need a recognizable adult,
yeah,
the most recognizable adult. There are certain people who are resurrected initially for the job of corralling everybody, of herding all the cats.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, the literally Moses is the ultimate shepherd of all of history. Okay, um, and also on a from a more spiritual kind of standpoint, the souls of this generation of Israel are the reincarnated, not fully reincarnated, but basically the same souls or aspects of the souls of the people who died in the desert,
yeah. That
they
much is
never
clear.
crossed the Jordan
Hmm.
into, and Moses was the leader of that particular group of people.
Yeah,
That's one of the reasons why Moses never got to go to Israel because his generation died in the desert. So
yeah.
he, kind of like the captain with his sinking ship, stayed in the ship, so to speak. Hmm. And
That's it.
so Mashiach, in a sense, comes with Moses. There's others too. Okay. Um, for those various reasons. Okay. So, people are going to be resurrected. Like everybody's going to be resurrected, but not everybody gets up at once.
Yeah.
But we're told that Moses is one of the first people to be resurrected because he helps Mashiach in his task.
Yeah,
Okay. That's because we need adults. Okay. Forget about, look, the rabbis tell us, even like the best rabbis that we know, like Rabbi Kessin,
hmm,
we got to take, we got to be careful with Lashon Hara. We got to be more moral. We got to give more charity. We got to give, uh, we just have to be better people. Yes, yes, yes. But that's still just kids on the island trying to survive.
yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
So, can we just do something that we were gonna do? Because it's already getting like
Sure, sure, sure.
last like half hour of our,
Yeah, yeah,
this one went by pretty quick, I think.
yeah. They go back. I mean, it's only been 2 hours.
We started at 9. Doesn't
Nine, a
matter.
little after nine, 9:15, something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah,
basically, do you remember that Jesse Michaels
yeah. Oh, yeah.
thing where if you did that thing with the Geminis where you put the episode in the clip and you found
Oh,
the
yeah,
moment
yeah, yeah. I did.
where he talks about
I can.
this dude.
Yeah, I can do it again. What was the
Yeah.
thing?
Who was he talking to? He was talking to, it was
Just
like
give
the
me,
last,
just give me the topic. I mean, what was the clip? Like, what was the?
uh, uh, Tim Taylor.
No, no, but like, what the? So
Uh,
where he speaks to
well,
Tim.
that that entire like segment of the interview
Yeah,
is kind of like centered around that name. And then if we kind of,
here.
it has to do with angels.
Ah, okay. Uh, okay, 1 second. Tim Taylor. Okay, so
Who's he
now
talking to?
it was there. This Tim. Here.
No, nobody ever talked to Tim Taylor. Tim Taylor has been like the most
Oh,
mysterious figure in the,
yeah.
in the entire UFO
So who's
lore.
he? So you're saying he's talking to somebody else?
Yeah, he's talking to
Oh,
the
Jesse
latest episode
Mickles.
before Michael Shermer.
One
Hold on, let
second.
me.
Talking about Tim Taylor and the Angels. I think it was Michael Sherman.
No, no, it was somebody else.
Um, there was one. Okay, UFO speaking rituals. This is Diana Pasulka. No, that wasn't that one.
Well,
Maybe
he was this.
he spoke to Chris Bledsoe about Tim Taylor. Maybe that. No.
No, hold on. I'm gonna find it. Sorry.
Yeah. Here.
American Alchemy.
Okay.
Folks, I'm still treating this all as lore because
Yeah.
I have not personally experienced anything that these people
Yeah.
are talking about.
Yeah.
Um, American Alchemy.
But this is on his channel, on Nichols' channel, right?
Yeah, it's like the
Here.
second from last
Yeah. It's
interview.
he's talking to Skeptic.
No, not
Oh
that
no,
guy. The
no.
one before that.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, Congressman reveals da da da. He's
Yes,
talking to these
Burleson, exactly. That one.
Burleson. Yeah.
That one is amazing. That's a
Yeah.
really good episode, by the
So
way.
this is the one you're talking. This is the one you mentioned. This is the one you said that of that clip here.
Yeah.
White House request, weaponize podcast. 1 second. American Cosmic. Here we go. American Cosmic and Tim Taylor. Okay. Okay. 1 second. Warren
This is
Committee,
absolutely
Bloomberg,
insane. If you
Birdship.
This
One
probably
second.
won't
One
mean
second.
anything to you if you're not familiar.
I mean, let's listen.
With Jesse Michaels and
Yeah.
his his podcast, but he's
Yeah.
probably like the best,
Yeah.
I would say, of these kind of like investigators.
Yeah.
Like
Let's-
he's like me, except
Mhm.
he's like super nerded out on this
Yeah.
whole thing, like way
Let's-
more than me.
Yeah. Well, let's check this out. Let's see.
Yeah.
When they go digging and they actually find it.
Can I send you a request for something with
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
with Aerospace Corp, there's I don't know if you're familiar with this book, American Cosmic. Have you heard of this?
No.
It's an amazing book. It's by a religious studies professor who actually wrote about Catholicism before she got into UFOs. She wrote a book about purgatory. And then she started to look into kind of divine experiences from brothers, nuns, and saints of the Catholic Church, and things like St. Francis of Assisi seeing sort of the flaming torch on the mountain in Mount Laverne, Italy. And she was like, whoa, a lot of these actually look like, what John Mack, the Harvard psychiatrist, is looking into with modern abductions in the 90s.
Yeah.
And she ends up going down this rabbit hole, and she meets this guy who's since been outed, not in her book, but by other people. And his name is Tim Taylor. And he is at Aerospace Corporation, but he's a NASA mission controller. So he's kind of one of these sort of dual-hatted guys. And he tells her openly, I'm part of a secret space program. He actually takes her and Stanford professor Gary Nolan to a crash site where they look at material.
Oh, that's where Gary got that material. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. This like frog skin material. Gary also gets material that he studies from Jacques Vallée and stuff. But so really fascinating guy. And he's claiming that he works like in kind of adjusting timelines, which sounds nuts. But if you watch Disclosure Day and maybe they're hiding truth in fiction, that's kind of what the movie's about. And he just seems like this fascinating guy. And I think he was in touch with certain members of the UAPTF, which is obviously responsible for a lot of modern disclosure, So yeah, it's interesting. Like I think I'd love to know can you get him to come out and maybe come on the show or make a statement or something.
Yeah, give me the details and we'll be happy to get our team on it.
We can follow up. Yeah. He seems like a fascinating guy. You've had some really interesting experiences where you've and this was kind of an interesting moment in the Weaponized podcast you did where Jeremy kind of pressed and was like, you went to Pax River, and you were like, oh, well, that's not on record yet.
Guys, I can't really, I have not publicly said that I've
Okay,
taken
can
a
we
trip to
stop? Can we
Pax River.
stop?
Yeah.
So I don't think he said it here. I
Yeah.
spaced out for a second, but
Yeah.
I've heard him elsewhere in other interviews say that there's this other one of these other like like Eric Davis.
Burleson?
What?
Who, Burleson say it?
No, I've heard Jesse Michaels talk
Yeah.
about a statement that was made by one of these like government physicists who's involved in this topic in reverse engineering programs, like Eric Davis, and then there's this other guy, McCluskey.
1 second. Talking about angels. Let's see.
They did a whole presentation on it. So anyway, they're saying that this guy, Tim Taylor, that he was asking Burleson about, is the head of a secret program.
Yeah.
And he literally talks to what he calls an angel.
Yeah, it says angel hierarchies. There's an episode featuring Carl Nell and Diana Pasulka. This one, or no?
Yeah.
And then Invisible College physicists like Tim Taylor and Tyler D and military brass interpret non-human intelligence through a framework of ancient angel hierarchies rather than traditional nuts and bolts extraterrestrials.
Okay. So let me just okay. Let's we kind of have a semi-indirect connection to this type of let me give the summary for the folks at home really quick.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some of the people that I've been following on the UFO topic, when I say following, I kind of like I watch them and listen to them with one ear and watch them with one eye.
Yeah.
You know? I don't fully believe anybody, but I have people that I find to be more credible than others. The people that I find to be more credible than others tend to have some kind of position in government
Yeah.
currently. They're
Yeah.
not whack jobs, and I've confirmed that they're real people who work for NASA, people who work for Army intelligence, like John Alexander, and other types of scientists who and all these type of guys were really interested in this guy named Chris Bledsoe. Do you remember, Greg,
Yeah, of course.
I was kind of reluctant to even talk about Chris Bledsoe with you initially, but then I kind of like couldn't help but talk about this curiosity, right? Because this guy, Chris Bledsoe, this guy from North Carolina, he's a guy that he sees orbs.
Yeah.
Like he had a UFO experience
Yeah.
in 2008 or something like that, not relatively not that long ago. And NASA people and very serious people got very interested in this story, which is odd because there's so many people claiming this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
How come these guys were knocking on his door all day long? Like all of a sudden, like all these. So I'm not going to tell you everybody uh, that I'm talking about, but like people that I found to be credible, relatively credible, were very interested in this guy, Chris Bledsoe. So it made me look at him. And then me and Greg actually drove to North Carolina,
Yeah.
not to see Chris Bledsoe, but to be in the area where he lives and where these orb sightings happen. So to see if maybe we could see something for ourselves. Like, that was like my most aggressive attempt to try to have some kind of experience that I hear about these people, whatever. Didn't work out. Okay. The point is that these guys, they all okay, let me back up. So so Chris Bledsoe, this guy who was interesting to all these serious people in the government, he ends up going to the University of North Carolina to meet with this lady, Professor Diana Pasulka, who is a religious studies professor at the University of North Carolina.
Yeah.
And she is into Catholicism, and she teaches about Catholicism and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So he attends her lectures. He starts up a conversation and sort of a relationship with her, not a physical relationship. She, whatever, she's married, but like, they talk about certain topics, and they got her to see that the kind of miraculous experiences that the saints that she was writing about were experiencing were similar and if not identical to what UFO people who claim to be abducted by UFOs or having UFO experiences are experiencing. So she wrote a book about it called American Cosmic, which Jesse mentioned, okay?
Yeah.
So in that book, she talks about this guy who contacted her subsequently after she met Chris Bledsoe, or maybe right before. I don't know exactly how it went down. Okay. And she calls him, she's trying to keep this guy anonymous, this person who made contact with her. She talks about him in this book, American Cosmic. She calls him Tyler.
Yeah.
And she describes Tyler as a NASA guy who was part of who was part of a aerospace company. He's like, but he's also a NASA engineer. And she describes him as being the head of a very secret program that studies this whole phenomena.
Yeah.
And she mentions another guy who went on a trip with her and this secret guy that she calls Tyler. She didn't even mention the second guy's name.
Yeah.
So anyway, this book came out a couple of years ago, Since that time, the second guy, she didn't even give him a pseudonym, it turned out to be Professor Gary Nolan from Stanford.
Yeah.
And Gary Nolan is a famous academic. I'm not saying that I fully agree with everything he's ever said or whatever, but he's a well-known like he, guy he's still at Stanford. He has many patents. He has lots of companies. He develops like machinery that studies like material like on the atomic level and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's a well-known and considered a very credible person in the academic world and establishment and in the corporate world as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then he comes kind of becomes public. He starts to speak publicly about his role in UFO kind of stuff and investigations. Okay, and and then this other guy, Tyler, that she keeps talking about, the guy who's the head of this secret, you know, UFO investigation kind of like group, this like
Yeah.
cabal or whatever, right?
Yeah.
This guy has been like in the shadows for all these years.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's never done any interviews. He's never shown his face on TV. He's never done anything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so all these other guys that I've been kind of paying attention to, they're saying that the people that know him and that spoke to him, they're saying that he literally reports like he takes orders from an angel.
Yeah.
What he thinks is an angel. Like that's what we're talking about. Folks, we've spoken about like the ministering angels, right? From the Torah's perspective.
Yeah.
We've spoken about them. The Torah teaches us that it's like that God created a hierarchy, right? He gives the orders, and then there's various tiers of angels that carry out his orders and operate the universe on his command. Okay. Why he did it that way is a different discussion, separate discussion. But that's how he structured the universe. And there's like multiple tiers of angels, right? One higher than the rest. And then there's the lowest tier of angels, and then they interact with human liaisons. We've spoken about that concept a lot. And all of a sudden we kind of sort of, at least according to the lore, know one of these guys.
Yeah.
What's astounding is that guy that we're talking about, that lady called Tyler, his name is somehow his real name came out. His name is Timothy Taylor.
Yeah.
Like Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah.
Right. And this guy wrote a book.
Mm-hmm.
He has a book published. You can buy it on Amazon.
Okay.
It's called Launch Fever. Can you show the folks at home, please? Like the listing on Amazon. Like this is so bizarre. This story is so bizarre. I'm still treating it as lore. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Until Trump.
You're talking about an entrepreneur's journey into the secrets of launching rockets, a new business, and living a happier life.
I'm reading the book right now. I'm reading the book.
2003 is written. Interesting.
The book is not going to mention anything about. I'm pretty sure it's not going to say anything about aliens or anything that we've heard about so far.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the guy.
Interesting. What else did he write?
He's just like writing,
That's it.
It's kind of an interesting book. It's that, it's written very plainly. He's not claiming to be an academic or like a literary giant. It's just kind of
American Cosmics. They mentioned that as well. This guy, this Pasulka wrote this.
Yeah.
Can I play for the folks at home this clip? I found it. She's talking about. There's two clips talking about angels. This is from last year or 2 years ago, actually, on American Alchemy. Carl Nell and down in Pasulka. So they're talking about angels here.
Carl Nell is a high-level Army colonel.
Yeah.
Like so really high level.
Yeah. So this is angel hierarchies.
They have taxonomies and categorizations for these angels. They describe them. They describe some of the effects of people that observe them. In some cases, it's literally will say like irradiated light. So it sounds like kind of electromagnetic, damage or whatever. So Carl, do we have any kind of modern scientific frameworks for how we should think?
What?
the scientist who who outed Tim Taylor as a guy who talks to angels is this guy Lakatsky. That's his last name.
Okay.
He's like the highest level scientist who's still active with the government that spoke about this topic.
Dude, this is the problem. People need all these like primers. You know what I mean? There's so many people involved.
We're kind of trying to do that here.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. I'm just saying in general. That's why it's so difficult. You know, people don't even. That's why you need like a what's his name, Dr. Phil, because people need the attention span.
Yeah.
To get into all this. You know,
it's hard to retain the shit.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Think about NHI or kind of, them being higher on the kind of consciousness or evolution chain?
Yeah, so the scale that's often used is what's called the Kardashev scale. Nikolai Kardashev, Russian astronomer back in 1964, sort of proposed during the age where optical astronomy was becoming popular and radio astronomy was coming on, to identify civilizations based on the ability of them to access the energy of an entire star. So you could build this thing called a Dyson sphere around a sun. And so that would blot out the visible light, but there'd be a big IR signature. And if, astronomers could detect this, then they'd detect this civilization. So he called that a type 2 civilization. And then by extension, there's a type 3 civilization that controls, all the energy output of a galaxy, let's say. And in a type 1 civilization, maybe a little bit more advanced from our own, that's basically controlling the whole planet. So this is the Kardashev scale. Carl Sagan talks about this, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Michio Kaku. It's like a popular thing. I would argue, though, that the scales, it's really not very instructive to look at like UFOs and UAP, because total civilization energy usage is like an unknowable thing based on observations of potential craft or potential recovered material or biologics or what have you. So there's a better model out there that I would recommend, which is the Universal Civilization Development Model. And it goes off of like what they have, what they know, and who they are. And so what they have would be more about energy density than the magnitude of energy usage. So energy density, like if I've got a certain energy density, I get fire. I got a greater energy density over a longer time. I can smelt metal. Ultimately, I can do nuclear reactions. Maybe I can warp space and time. Maybe I can even impact the laws of physics. So that's the physics of energy. Jacques Vallée has talked about this idea of physics of information. So how much about the nature of reality does this civilization perhaps know? How much complexity can they manage? What's the time constant for their thought process? How many parallel paths can they contemplate at a single time? This idea of consciousness comes into play. So this, almost a physics of information now is this other dimension. And then the third dimension is the ecological evolutionary dimension. What is the chemical basis for this life form? Where are they on the evolutionary path? Maybe not just 100 years ahead of us, maybe 1,000,000 years. What's it look like for a life form to be 1,000,000,000 years ahead of us? What's their relationship with their environment? Or is it omnivorous? Do they derive from omnivorous stock, herbivore stock, etc.? So all these things create a phase space, perhaps, that would be populated by a range of beings, and the distance in this phase space, we might call it the Hamming distance by analogy with electromagnetic signal processing, might dictate the likelihood of a competition, symbiotic, or competitive relationship based on the likely hierarchies that undoubtedly exist.
Diana, we're talking about hierarchy of being and man not being the apex of consciousness, and then we're also talking about us, scientists and engineers.
I'm gonna go to the next. There's another clip. A second.
Angels and demons, yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to build.
And from that, we're gonna finish off this episode. Yeah. If you would agree to this.
Yeah, that's fine.
To Rabbi Manis Friedman's recent episode about angels and demons.
Yes.
Forcing function nature of tech.
And so the Pazolka literal thing I'd come to is the alien.
He knows about the Antichrist. Sorry, I just wanted to say that.
Oh, that's good.
Peter
Thiel.
Peter Thiel knows about the Antichrist.
It's not that they might be demons or angels. They must be demons or angels if you have faster than light travel. And both of those seem pretty crazy to me.
And so if you have warp drive technology as a delivery mechanism for a payload like a nuclear weapon, you can't defend against that. And I find it really interesting. You talk about St. Francis of Assisi seeing what was probably a craft or an orb, a seraphim, And the last thing he writes in his diary is the Greek letter tau, which means conversion.
Yeah.
And so it was like this forcing function conversion. And so in the world in which, aliens, which are being, at least in the form of UFOs, seen at record levels now, statistically, or, as far as the data goes, is the veil falling? The word apocalypse in its original Greek means the unveiling. Are we seeing these things at a greater preponderance because we're living in the apocalypse? And what does that mean as far as how we should live our own lives?
Yeah, I do think we're living in a apocalypse. I think that there is an unveiling going on, and I think this is a great, amazing time. So yes, I think so.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesse.
What do you think?
So I sent it to you.
Mm-hmm. Where did you send it?
To the email. Sorry, I'm like,
Let's see. Okay.
Guys, when you have a little kid, it's like the most joyous. It's definitely the most joyous part of my life. Like I can't even like compare it to anything else other than when I was myself a little kid.
Yeah.
It's kind of like almost like reliving your own like little kid period, if you can remember it well, but like from a completely different angle, like watching it, but it's also the most exhausting.
Can I tell you something, Frank?
Yeah.
There's a kid. This is going to be a little, I don't say private, but a little bit. 3 years ago, whatever, somebody I was dating, her friend already had a son, like a little 5-year-old kid. And she was pregnant. And so basically at one point, I remember it happened to be when I was there, I was visiting out of town in the town that they live. And so her friend was giving birth. So they asked me, they all went to the hospital. She asked the lady I was dating to go to the hospital with them. The husband and the wife was giving birth. And they asked me to babysit just me and the kid, this little 5-year-old kid who was he's a handful because there was a whole thing that, sorry, when he was younger, for whatever reason, and for school or whatever it was, this was in Israel before they moved to America. They gave him a lot of vaccines, and the father speculated that that's what caused the issues. And they made him some tinctures, whatever it was, and he was coming off of being like even more of a handful than he was. And so they're like, listen, he's gonna feel comfortable with you because he only spoke Russian and Hebrew, but if you put on cartoons, you speak Russian, he's gonna feel comfortable. He won't feel so anxious, So you can watch cartoons with him in Russian. So I was watching these cartoons with him about cats, speaking of which, and in Russian. And this kid, I'm sitting next to this kid. I'm looking at him. He looks like me when I was 5. This kid literally looks like me when I was like 4 or 5. It was crazy. It was crazy. I was literally like watching myself, like babysitting myself. It's really funny. With these cats in Russian, he speaks Russian, he doesn't speak English. He doesn't speak English just yet. And he speaks Hebrew and Russian, And I don't know, it was just weird. It was not in a nice way, but it was just like interesting. I found it interesting that, 1 hour I was with him and then his dad came to get him. But, yeah.
They're amazing. They're amazing.
It was great. Yeah.
So much, it's like, feel so much love. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really something else. But it's just, it really, if you have energy, it'll take the energy that you have. You won't have too much extra energy and, but it's like, but then you realize that's what you're given the energy for.
That's and I feel like a lot of people who are like the grandparents will say, who are older, they say that the grandkids give them energy, if anything.
Yeah.
Or again, maybe it is that they use this energy, or they kind of like dig out the energy they didn't think they didn't think they had run around with this kid. Sorry.
Anyway, folks, that's my excuse for coming to you.
Yes.
in
Do you
this
want
form.
do you want to watch this whole thing? It's 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we don't have to watch the whole thing, but
No, I don't mind.
the maybe at least the first 10 minutes, because
Yeah.
when I saw it the other day, I posted it on our little chat, with our friend, right?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
mutual friend. And
Yeah.
I said, finally, some kind of concrete
Yeah.
explanation. Because when you have these like kind of like YouTube rabbis, or
Yeah.
rabbis who, they present Torah information and lectures on YouTube,
Yeah.
they're a little bit squirrely when it comes to
Yeah.
uh, saying something concrete
Yeah.
about the nature of spiritual phenomena.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like famously kind of like cagey about it.
It's
Oh,
bizarre.
they'll tell you this guy says this, but this guy said that. They give you all these contradictory like
Yeah.
opinions, and it makes you more confused and annoyed than when you start. And then sometimes you get the feeling they're doing it on purpose to turn you off from the topic in general.
Yeah.
And, to get to get you whatever, you know what I mean? It's strange, but
Yeah.
every now and then you get somebody who just explains it from the Torah's perspective without being squirrely about it.
Yeah.
And I find that suspicious.
Yes. I also do.
Not suspicious. What I mean is auspicious. I should probably choose a better word, because if the rabbis are getting less squirrely about it, that
Yeah.
means that they were kind of, in my mind, I like to think they were given the order to
Yeah.
stop, to release more information,
Yeah.
to become a little bit more explicit about it, because the
Yeah.
time is coming
No,
for people.
I just wish Rabbi Kessin would like,
He said it.
hello.
Rabbi Kessin has said before that Mashiach comes
Yeah.
and there's going to be angels everywhere revealed, like
No, that's
all over.
fine.
Like people will just be shocked by
Yeah.
like all the spiritual. So he doesn't have to. Whatever, it's fine. It's not aliens.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. It's good enough. It's good enough.
Yeah. He doesn't have to stop telling us that we've seen one too many movies.
Yeah.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
He said that to us. All right.
Let's talk about what happens when a person passes away. There's the belief that the soul goes up to heaven and becomes an angel.
Mm.
That is completely incorrect. Souls are much greater than angels, and when they pass and go back to heaven, they are much greater than the body they were in. So they are 2 steps removed and higher than an angel. A human being is higher than an angel. The soul of the human being is certainly higher than an angel. So let's describe what an angel is. We're told that angels have spiritual bodies. What is a spiritual body? Well, our bodies are made up of earth, water, fire, and air. 4 elements. The combination of those 4 elements create a human body. Because of the earth and the water, the body is tangible, corporeal. An angel, the body of the angel is made up of air and fire.
Stop it.
No earth and no water.
Okay, folks, that was the most explicit explanation you'll probably hear of a rabbi on the internet, who isn't like, a simplistic kind of, you know, like Rabbi Friedman is an intellectual, like he really gets into like the essence of Torah concepts and stuff like that. So for him to be saying what he's saying, right? Like he's less squirrely about it than Bar Tzadok.
Yeah.
right? Usually after like you'll hear other rabbis say what he just said, but then they'll say something like, "Yeah, but what does it mean? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
what does it really mean, air? Is it a metaphor? Is it some kind of a thing?" And blah blah blah, all this BS. You didn't hear that, did you? He said a person's body is made of air,
Yeah,
water, earth, and fire, right?
yeah,
The four
yeah,
elements. An
yeah,
angel's body is made of air and fire.
yeah,
They
yeah,
just left it that way because that's what
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
And then
According to our sources, of course.
according
Not
to our
just
sources, that's
it's
what we're
not
talking.
just yeah, yeah.
And then you hear from from these UFO lore people from the high level. You're talking
Hmm.
about conscious plasma
Hmm.
orbs and entities. Well,
Hmm.
that's
Literally the
that's
same thing.
exactly what he just said.
Yeah.
Okay, continue for a little bit.
And that's why the body of the angel is not touchable. It's not physical the way our bodies are, because it's missing two of the four elements. But even fire and air
Oh,
are
stop,
created
stop.
beings.
So he also just revealed to us what physical means.
Yeah.
Water and earth
That's funny.
means physical.
Yeah.
Fire and air, not physical. But then he's so I'm sorry to interrupt. Can
Yeah.
you go back like 5 seconds? Just like
Yeah.
okay. And I'm not going to say anything else.
Bodies are, because it's missing two of the four elements. But even fire and air are created beings. So it is kind of a body. So if you can imagine an object made of fire and air, obviously it can move easily, and its movement is always upward. It moves because it's air, and it goes upward because it's fire.
What can a no fee, no minimum Capital One 3?
A human being can experience an angel because every angel is one attribute, one of the divine attributes in that body of theirs, so that you have the angel of kindness, whose name is Michael. You have the angel of judgment, which is Gavriel. You have, of course, the angel of death. You have the angel of healing, Raphael. You have the angel of compassion. So there's an angel that is the embodiment of one of the 10 attributes. And that's why an angel cannot do two different tasks. The angel of kindness can only do kindness. The angel of judgment can only do judgment. The angel of healing, that's all they can do. That's why 3 angels came to Avraham. Why did they come to Avraham? To tell him that Sarah is going to have a child. Oh, why do you need 3 angels for that? Avraham wouldn't have believed him if he was just one angel. One of the angels told Avraham that Sarah is going to have a child. The other angel came to destroy the city of Sodom. They were on their way to. And one angel came to save Lot from Sodom. So each of the 3 had their own task, because an angel is a one-trick pony. Now, what exactly does this mean? When you think of love, kindness, you think of your experience of love and kindness, or somebody else's love and kindness. So we think of love and kindness as a human activity. But where does this love come from? Human beings don't create love, they experience love, which means love exists. You can tap into it or not. So God puts a certain amount of love in every soul. But love doesn't begin in the soul. Love begins in God, like everything else. God puts his love into the world so that we can experience the same attribute or the same emotion as he does. So God puts love into the world in stages. One of the early stages is that God creates an angel of love, meaning like a carrier of love. So love exists in the universe. There is love in creation. There's an angel that carries that love. And then there's a certain amount of love that God puts in our soul. The love that God puts in you never overwhelms you. When a person is overwhelmed with love, it means he's taking in more love than he owns. That additional love is coming from the angel of love, or the angel of kindness. So when a person is overwhelmed with love, he has been touched by the angel of love.
Sorry, I apologize. I need to let the cat in for a second, like 2 seconds.
Sure.
Sorry. Thought he was out there. He's not out there. He
By the
is
way,
out
before
there.
you,
Yeah.
what did you say?
No, I thought he was at the door, but he's not. Still walking around.
Before you uh, continue playing, if you want to, we could even stop.
Yeah.
Um, what he's saying, like he's talking about like the emotional energy or feelings of emotion that you feel from angels, or like when you're experiencing an angel, or he's even kind of teaching you how to recognize if you're having a sort of a kind of encounter with an angel.
Yeah.
If you remember that guy Jake Barber,
Yeah.
do you remember Jake Barber?
Yeah.
He was that Special Forces recovery.
The bald
dude.
guy who couldn't blink anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, he wasn't blinking. That's right. But him and his team, right? He doesn't do many like, you know, he's not very like public. Like he told the story, and he's kind of like David Fravor. He told the story. He's not doesn't do a lot of doesn't go on the podcast circuit. Okay. But he was talking about how his experience when he retrieved that egg-shaped thing,
Yeah.
and he felt this like overwhelming emotion of love, where to the point where he thought that he was going to have to like set it down because he couldn't handle he couldn't handle the experience emotionally, and he felt that it was coming from the egg thing or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
More recently, this guy Burleson was talking. He said that Burleson, this congressman, who's a conservative guy, by the way, said that a special forces dude told him that he was experiencing, he saw a craft and he felt like there's literally pure evil coming from it.
It's crazy.
So Rabbi Friedman is describing, like, you know, well, did he talk about the evil part yet? I don't think he mentioned it yet, right?
No.
Maybe let it play for
Yeah.
a few minutes longer, like
Yeah.
2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
So you would say he was touched by an angel. On the other hand, a person who is overwhelmed with violence, overwhelmed with jealousy, overwhelmed with anger, not just angry, overwhelmed, which means there's a certain amount of anger in him which he experiences throughout his life, but it doesn't overwhelm him, it is him. But there are times when you are literally overwhelmed, which means you're getting more anger from somewhere than your system can handle. You could say you have been touched by a demon, because the negative energies that exist in the world also have their carrier or angel, but we don't call him angel, we call him devil. It's the same thing. It's an energy in the world that people can be affected by. If you are vulnerable, if you allow, or sometimes just to be tested. So if you're overwhelmed with anger, that is the devil of anger. If you're overwhelmed with jealousy, the devil of jealousy. In religious circles, they call it Satan. But Satan simply means the being that has only two elements, fire and water. That being carries this emotion that we are sometimes subjected to.
Okay, stop it.
So you can experience it.
I think that's probably good enough for the point that we were making. I really highly recommend everybody to continue watching that. That's Rabbi Manis Friedman on YouTube, his YouTube channel. Okay, and so, by the way, he meant to say fire and air, not fire and water.
Yeah.
Just now, like that last thing, he goes.
Yeah.
He's telling you that something that has a body made of this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
it carries is conscious, it's alive, and it can overwhelm you with emotions. It can affect you and overwhelm you with emotions. That's not the only type of experience that you could have with it, but he's telling you what kind of something that people might have experienced without knowing without knowing it.
Yeah.
When they were overwhelmed with some sort of emotion much more than what they're normally used to, that could be the influence of some kind of entity that has a body that's that's consisted of the elements of fire and air.
Yeah.
It's very close to the description of what plasma, by the way. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got this time around.
Yes.
I guess we should say something about Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, I wanted to play this thing. There's a speech that he made. Somebody posted on Twitter a speech that Lindsey Graham made back in like 2018. Second.
Folks, I never claimed to be a huge fan of Lindsey Graham.
Me neither.
In
Yeah.
fact, I was probably very
Very critical.
critical of him for lots of stuff. But it looks like, you know, after he died, it looks like
Yeah.
he wasn't a crook apparently.
No.
He wasn't like, all of his colleagues made a lot of money being congressmen,
Yeah.
and he was he was a very powerful
Yeah.
person in the government. He was on highest levels of government for a long time,
Yeah.
and he died.
Yeah. He died net worth of like 1.5 million,
Yeah,
which is not Nancy Pelosi. You
right.
want to see Nancy Pelosi's net worth?
Yeah,
Nancy Madoff Pelosi,
yeah,
the market wizard,
yeah.
250 estimated. She's like Putin, estimated between 250 and 650. We don't
Dude,
know.
forget Nancy Pelosi. Do AOC.
Yeah. Oh
How
my
about
God.
Ilhan Omar?
Yeah. AOC net worth. Uh, oh, okay. 29 million being debunked. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's 27 million.
Her net worth for 2018 was minus 8,500. This is debt. She was a bartender with debt. Let's see. Ilhan Omar. Yeah. 30 million combined assets. Unbelievable. You can't. Yeah.
So it seems like, uh, look, it's possible that
Plus, all these things are in his wife's name.
no, it's
I'm kidding.
who
Lindsey Graham. I'm kidding.
he was never married.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. He
Interesting.
never had kids and he was never
You know that
married.
his sister took over for his seat.
Yeah, yeah. He raised his sister. I didn't know anything about Lindsey Graham until today.
Yeah.
He raised his sister when both of his parents died. Like they died
crazy.
within 15 months of each other.
That's crazy.
So he raised his sister.
That sucks.
I had no idea he was an Air Force officer.
Yeah.
He was an Air Force colonel. He was in the Air Force for 33 years.
Yeah.
Before going to Washington.
Yeah, he was active and then he was guard and then he was reserve. He was a JAG.
Yeah, people have
Air
rumors
Force
about him
JAG.
that he was gay, but he had at least 3 girlfriends in his life that he talked about.
Yeah.
And also, who really gives a shit?
Yeah. Well, let's listen to this. This is a speech that he made. This is James O'Keefe. He posted it. He said that he played this for friends and who were not political, and then they became like, who like got emotional after watching it.
If you wanted an FBI investigation, you could have come to us. What you want to do is destroy this guy's life, hold this seat open, and hope you win in 2020. You've said that, not me. You've got nothing to apologize for. When you see Sotomayor and Kagan, tell them that Lindsey said hello, because I voted for them. I would never do to them what you've done to this guy. This is the most unethical sham since I've been in politics. And if you really wanted to know the truth, you sure as hell wouldn't have done what you've done to this guy. Are you a gang rapist?
No.
I cannot imagine what you and your family have gone through. Boy, y'all want power. God, I hope you never get it. I hope the American people can see through this sham, that you knew about it and you held it. You had no intention of protecting Dr. Ford. None. She's as much of a victim as you are. God, I hate to say it because these have been my friends. But let me tell you, when it comes to this, you're looking for a fair process. You came to the wrong town at the wrong time, my friend. Do you consider this a job interview?
The advice and consent role is like a job
You
interview.
consider that you've been through a job interview.
I've been through a process of advice and consent under the Constitution. Which
Would you say you've been through hell?
I've been through hell and then some.
This is not a job interview.
Yeah.
This is hell. This is going to destroy the ability of good people to come forward because of this crap. Your high school yearbook. You have interacted with professional women all your life, not one accusation. You're supposed to be Bill Cosby when you're a junior and senior in high school. And all of a sudden you got over it. It's been my understanding that if you drug women and rape them for 2 years in high school, you probably don't stop. Here's my understanding. If you lived a good life, people would recognize it, like the American Bar Association has the gold standard. His integrity is absolutely unquestioned. He is the very circumspect in his personal conduct, harbors no biases or prejudices. He's entirely ethical, is a really decent person. He is warm, friendly, unassuming. He's the nicest person. The ABA. And one thing I can tell you, you should be proud of. Ashley, you should be proud of this, that you raised a daughter who had the good character to pray for Dr. Ford. To my Republican colleagues, if you vote no, you're legitimizing the most despicable thing I have seen in my time in politics. You want this seat? I hope you never get it. I hope you're on the Supreme Court. That's exactly where you should be. And I hope that the American people will see through this charade. And I wish you well, and I intend to vote for you, and I hope everybody who's fair-minded will.
Was that Alyssa Milano back there? Somebody behind Kavanaugh. She looked petrified.
I don't know, but look, I'm sure he's said a lot of good things, but he's also said some dumb stuff too.
Yeah.
He was first of all, he was very anti-Trump the first time around, and he said horrible things about the January 6th protesters. He also said, like, he's overly friendly with Democrats, and he's kind of like, I don't know, man, like he's definitely what's the word? Like definitely a deep state dude or whatever whatever you want to. He's a
yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's a rhino.
It's just I don't know how to feel about these people.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So
Here's the thing. If we speculate that something foul happened here, then it's possible he became not deep state.
right. I'm just saying, like, I'm using these terms, but let's say, like, even deep state, like some of these guys, right? Even when they're wrong, right? Some of them might think they're doing
of course
good.
Yeah.
He might have been one of those guys who thought he was doing good.
Yeah.
He called Biden a lovely person, one of the nicest guys. Like he said stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was in politics for a while, and it's interesting to me because I used to listen to Mark Levin all the time on the radio, back in like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
During college, and I always used to hear Mark Levin calling him Lindsey Goober Graham, but not affectionately. Like
Mark Levin was not a
did not
fan.
like him, and then Mark Levin just wrote a whole thing like, praising him and stuff like that.
Look, Trump he doesn't like to knock down stuff. He likes to convert people.
Yeah.
Trump is like, so I think that he converted Lindsey Graham to serve his agenda.
It's possible.
And I think Lindsey Graham was a great supporter of Trump.
Yeah.
And look,
and it's possible Iran didn't like that, obviously. And maybe they did something about it, or maybe Russia did something about it, or maybe someone did something about it. Because it's bizarre.
The whole thing, the timing is off. Like, it's just it's.
He just got back from Ukraine. Yeah, Kyiv. Strange. Very strange. Even I talked to my mom about this. She's not really usually one to like jump to, unless it involves Putin. She's not one to jump to stuff like this, you know.
Right.
Because with Putin, it's like obvious, you know. Some guy walking down, a guy who's running for president, Nemtsov, you know. Next thing you know, he's in the river. It's like,
Yeah. It's just,
or polonium.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, look, even if even if I don't know if he was murdered or not.
Yeah.
I think he probably was, but I
Yeah.
can't prove it.
Yeah.
One
Same
way or
thing. Same
another.
thing with Scalia, by the way. Yeah.
With Scalia, yeah, and and also McConnell. I don't know, McConnell's
McConnell was
role.
just sick. Meaning, oh, you mean like
I
McConnell?
I hear you, but it's just like
Yeah.
all at once. It's a
Yeah.
little like something's happened,
Yeah.
and it could look. Bottom line is, however it happened, Lindsey Graham is no longer with us,
Yeah.
and obviously God is the one who gave the orders. How they were carried out is, was it by Putin? Was it by natural means? I guess that
Yeah.
doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
It does, but it's like basically it's it's a signal from God. Like Lindsey Graham is a symbol.
Yeah.
He's a symbol for what people call the neocon,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Lindsey Graham is a symbol of the war against Iran,
Yeah.
right? The fact
Yeah.
that he passed away and that
Yeah.
and there's a war against Iran going on, which seems to have like intensified, although I wouldn't get overly excited because Trump can disappoint you
Yeah.
lickety split.
Of course.
Like I can't even like I'm like lately I've been trying to not pay close attention to what he says and what he's doing. Because I literally can't handle
Yeah.
like the seemingly erratic nature of it,
Yeah.
right? And I'm just gonna like let it play out over time before looking at it directly because it's too much chaos.
Yeah.
Okay. But that being said, Lindsey Graham, who has been like, at least I'm pretty sure Lindsey Graham is a person who can at least realize that Iran is like probably the root of like or the headquarters of evil in the world.
Yeah.
Like if evil had headquarters,
Yep.
it's one of the at least maybe the main headquarters is in Iran,
Yeah.
and the second would be like in other Islamic crap holes,
Yeah.
especially Gaza.
Pakistan, Gaza,
Yeah, people, where people
Yemen.
think it's legitimate to rape other people to death.
Yeah.
So he recognized that Iran is evil. It really is. Okay. He might have wanted to nuke them or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's I think that's the main problem that I had
Yeah.
with Lindsey Graham. I think he wanted to nuke Iran, which is a problem because Iran is full of
full of good people. Yeah.
Of good people who hate the Ayatollah. So it'd be,
Yeah.
But
it's a problem.
I think he understood. He understood that is where evil is centered. He probably felt it intuitively, and he did what he could.
Sure.
I think he did what he could to make this happen.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means. I don't know how, but I know that his death is God sending us a message about Iran.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of him.
I don't know what it. I don't
It's
know
almost
what,
like a race against the clock because whoever did this is trying to stop us. And I think that President Trump, based on what he said the past couple of days, whether he's going to act on it or not, I got to know them. I got to know them, whatever.
Yeah, I just don't listen to
bombing.
don't listen
No,
to
but
him.
he is bombing. There's another island, not Karg. There's another island that he's bombing. He's bombing places,
He bombed their oil. He's starting to
Yeah.
bomb the oil fields.
And there's
other stuff.
Bushehr. He bombed that.
Bush,
There's explosions there. Here, I can't even tell you. They're bombing Bahrain. Iran is bombing Bahrain in retaliation.
Yeah, but then he'll get a call from
Yeah.
Qatar, and and then it'll stop. So I don't know.
Oh, Bushehr, Chabahar, Jas, Konarak, Abu Musa, Bandar Abbas, to degrade Iran's ability to attack commercial shipping.
Look, I don't know if if Lindsay's death is a symbol of the end of the conflict,
Yeah.
or if it's gonna kind of like pave the way
Yeah.
for its completion.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Listen, God willing.
I just know that it's definitely a milestone
Yeah.
in the
For sure.
process.
For sure it is. Just like this Dr. Phil thing is
Yeah,
milestone.
that's you know
I'm telling you, man, this Dr. Phil thing for me is something.
yeah, it's huge.
It's that's something I can like. Okay, like at the very least, people, normies can take take notice.
The honey sauce ladies,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Good morning, honey sauce. Yeah, good morning. Good Shabbos.
You know who else passed away?
Hmm.
Sam Neill.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the guy from
That bothers me
that's
way
crazy.
more
Yeah,
than I never
yeah. Sam Neill's the guy
Jurassic
from
Park.
Jurassic Park. Yeah, no, that dude. Hello, 1994. Hello, 93, not 94.
He's another like Sam Neill is a super adult guy. You've
Yeah,
never seen him be a goofball. He's always been
no, no.
a super straight edge kind of dude.
This guy, ladies and gentlemen, this guy, main character in
That's what an adult looks like.
yeah, yep, that is correct. He was you know, I'm surprised he never played Bond. He's too soft? No, I don't think so.
I think I don't know. He doesn't have that like
The grit thing going
he
on,
doesn't really have that ruthlessness.
ruthlessness and or comedy kind of thing.
Also physically, he's not. He
Yeah.
doesn't seem like a Bond.
But you think Pierce Brosnan did?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I think Pierce Brosnan's probably like the skinniest, the
Yeah,
skinniest.
yeah. Well, Pierce Brosnan had that because they went off of Remington Steele, what he played in
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So they were just like, hello. Yeah,
yeah. No, no. He was Pierce Brosnan was like a great. He was a great Bond.
yeah, he was.
I think probably like the second or the third best Bond.
And he has that kind of comedy. He has an ability for comedy.
Yeah,
He gets it.
yeah. And he has a little bit of that ruthlessness, kind of like.
Yeah. But it's almost like ruthlessness for. It's funny. The movie was made. GoldenEye
Yeah.
was made. It's so struck me. It was made in like 1995, but it so struck me as like an 80s style movie, despite the fact that it was made like in 1995.
I don't.
It's very
I felt.
80s.
I'm sorry to push back. I felt like quite the opposite. It was
Really?
yeah. It was like so more realistic to me.
It had elements of realism, but also, I don't know, to me it was like very,
Because before that, remember it was Roger Moore. No, no, not
yeah,
it was Timothy Dalton. Excuse me,
Timothy
Timothy
Dalton,
Dalton,
yeah,
who was also a good Bond. I didn't appreciate
yeah,
him at the time.
yeah,
I'm starting to appreciate him more as a
yeah,
Bond.
yeah,
He was actually a pretty good Bond.
yeah,
Um, and but Roger, like the man, Pierce Brosnan. It was like the 90s. It had a much more modern and it looked so much more realistic. Like the fight scenes
yeah,
were like more like Jason Bourne. That's where like that kind of realistic kind of like
mm,
combat sambo, like SWAT kind of training
yeah,
stuff. Like it seemed like the fight scenes seemed more realistic than anything that Bond was doing before. Like like Timothy
yeah,
Dalton, Roger Moore, like still like
yeah,
that 80s, like
yeah,
but there seemed to be like Krav Maga going on
yeah,
with Pierce Brosnan.
yeah,
They,
yeah,
I don't know, it's hard to explain. But then that
yeah,
scene that he did, like, man, what an intro to a movie where he drove a motorcycle off of a cliff
yeah,
to chase a plane that went over the cliff.
yeah,
He caught up to the plane and pulled the plane up like that. That was like such a that scene blew me away. That was like amazing.
yeah.
So there wasn't really anything like that before Bond. It just seemed much more not 80s. It felt distinctly 90s to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It was still good.
You know, Bill Hader, he actually did another thing about 1987. It's also a short. Can we look at it for a minute?
Just 1987? Oh, all the
Yeah,
movies that came
movies of
out?
1987.
That's funny.
He talks about going to the movies as a kid,
That's funny.
and it's like he had like a whole like spheres of Caleb when he saw like
Yeah. Yeah.
RoboCop.
1987. Yeah. It's funny.
It's funny to me because we talk
Yeah.
about this so
Yeah,
often.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a kid.
And I snuck into RoboCop.
Nice.
And I was like, this is going to be awesome because I thought RoboCop was going to be like Star Wars or something, but a cop.
Okay.
Because it was a feeling of, I can handle this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody's saying that I'm a kid and I can't handle watching adult movies, but I can handle it. And then you would go in, and in my case, most of the time I did it, I would go in and I would find out I couldn't handle.
He was 9 years old when
And I was like,
yeah,
there was always something in it that, you know, really freaked me out, you know, and then the Ed 209 scene comes up where this Ed 209 robot malfunctions and it shoots this guy in an office. And it was one of the goriest, most violent things I had ever seen where, I mean, this guy gets shot like 100 times and it blows his arm off and like, you know, blood is just flying everywhere. And I got so scared that the rest of the movie I was just staring at my feet. And I made a huge mistake. And I just remember so vividly just staring at my shoes, you know, and just waiting for them and just frozen. Like, I made a big mistake. I'm just going to write it out.
Reason.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was
he's such a pure.
But those are like real experiences I'll always remember, you know? Like as I get older, mine is just turns to mush and it's like too full and it's like I can't remember things and stuff, but I will remember vividly, you know, sneaking into movies.
Yeah.
Like we were out in the middle of the jungle shooting this movie Collateral Damage, and he would go, "You know, this is where we shot Predator." And I was like, "I am." Because I would have schnitzel flown in for the cast and crew. I go,
This is Bill Hader doing an impression of Arnold Schwarzenegger because he was in a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, which I forgot the name of.
He said Collateral Damage.
Collateral Damage, and he said, and he's so far he did an impression of
2002 movie. Yeah.
Where Schwarzenegger said, "Yeah, this is where we did Predator." Yeah, and he's going to talk about Schnitzel now.
He was an extra in a deleted scene of Collateral Damage. Apparently, it's very funny.
like we were out in the middle of the jungle shooting this movie Collateral Damage, and he would go, "You know, this is where we shot Predator." And I was like, "I am." Because I would have schnitzel flown in for the cast and crew. I go, "I am." And then just be a long pause, and you go, "Carl Weathers, he ate the schnitzel." the Jesse Ventura, he ate the schnitzel. just all this punctuated with just jungle sounds and me sitting there terrified like I am. And then he just went through the entire cast of Predator and everybody who ate schnitzel, and I was like, yeah, it's like Shane Black, he ate the schnitzel.
Key Grip ate the schnitzel.
Key Grip ate the schnitzel. Yeah, and I was like, Director John McTiernan made the schnitzel. And I was just going like, I don't even think he's even talking to me. I think he's just kind of having a moment. Yeah. But I had very little interaction with him. It was kind of, you know, I was the guy who was like, "Hey, Arnold, they're ready for you."
Yeah, there's like, I think the reason I have such a weird thing with award shows is I was a kid and I saw Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And I told my dad, I was like, "Oh, so John Candy's going to win an Oscar for that, right?" Because I was like crying at the end of it. You know? And then I went and I watched the Oscars, like, "Oh, he's not even nominated." And my dad, I remember being like, "Well, it was a comedy." And it was like
so
Michael
fucked
Douglas.
Dude, you know what we'll talk about this another time, that no comedy was ever nominated, comedic role was ever nominated for a freaking Oscar. This tells you everything about freaking Hollywood.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas for Wall Street won, and I was like, who fucking cares about
Comedic acting.
greed?
Comedic acting is important. We do not get
very
enough
important.
representation at the
But
Oscars.
John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is like an unbelievable performance, in my
Yes,
opinion.
I've never seen it.
So you should. Oh
It's
man,
really good.
you should. It's so good. He's so good in it. Did the "I like me" speech?
Yeah,
yeah.
so
He's
it's
like,
that same.
I like me.
Yeah, I know.
I like me.
My parents were very young parents, and so they let us watch what they were watching. And I think my obsession with movies kind of came out of that because we would always just rent movies, and I'd watch whatever they were watching. Or seen Raising Arizona when it first came out on VHS, and
That
then
seems very inappropriate. You must have been like 9 or something.
It was 9, but at a very young age, that was kind of films I liked were very much, what you call cinematic, and then I also like comedy, and so it was weird that I always felt for some reason like, why are these two separate things? Why are these comedies I like kind of don't look as good as Taxi Driver? Right? You know what I mean? Right. Why can't they do this? And then I saw Raising Arizona, and that was the other kind of big moment of like, oh wow, this is kind of, as they said, projectile cinema, or like using the camera and using these tools you have as a filmmaker to tell a story that is bananas and really funny, and then that led me to, well, who do these guys like? Oh, they talk about Preston Sturges. Well, let me go check out Preston Sturges. You know what I mean? And go, wow, okay, so he was kind of doing that stuff. Oh, neat, and then that leads you to, well, who are his contemporaries? Well, let's check out, Frank Capra. Let's check out, whoever. You know what's on Criterion Channel right now, and it's a tough watch, but a fascinating one, is a documentary called The Emperor's Naked Army Marches
don't have to
On.
watch the whole thing.
It's one of the best documentaries.
By the way, man, like, there's only like a handful of comedic roles that won an Oscar. They did, but there's like a handful of them that you can consider comedic. There's a list of what people think are comedic, but I could filter out half of these as not.
Like what?
You're basically like Jack Nicholson in As Good as It Gets.
Yeah, that's kind of comedic.
A little bit, yeah. And then you have like, so all these things they're not comedic at all. Let's see. Okay, Jack Lemmon and Mr. Roberts. I never saw that. The one I know and remember, Jack Palance in City Slickers. Curly.
He won an Oscar for that?
He won an Oscar for that. Yes.
Yeah, I mean that was that was pretty. I mean it was.
Yeah.
He wasn't the one really being funny,
but it was kind of funny. Like it
was kind of funny. Yeah.
And you know who won also? The butler in Arthur. Hobson. He won an Oscar.
That guy, that is a
He won an Oscar. That's one. We have 1.5. Kevin Kline in Fish Called Wanda won an Oscar.
Wow.
No, this Benigni guy, he won for his
Roberto
Italian.
Benigni.
Life is Beautiful. And then Marissa Tomei and My Cousin Vinny. She won an Oscar.
She deserves that.
So there's like, dude, like a good 3 people who actually have like a real comedic role who won an Oscar in the history of Oscars. I don't know how many years, like 100 something years. It's trash. This is trash. I mean, the Oscars are trash. This whatever
Joe
committee.
Pesci could have won an Oscar.
Joe Pesci himself, yeah. The guy who played the judge could have won an Oscar.
That guy,
Mr. Beatty.
Yeah,
2 youths.
He's like,
like, come on, like, just.
Yeah, that guy was amazing.
Anyway, all right, sir.
No, but it's funny, like what he was saying about when he went to see RoboCop in the movie theaters. I had the same exact experience with Total Recall when my brother took me to go see Total Recall. I was 9.
I didn't see it in the theaters, but I did see it like kind of when it first, came out on whatever VHS, I guess. Oh my god!
Yeah.
All my friends, I remember all my friends who went to see it in theaters. They're like, the 3 boob lady.
That's not at all what
that was like that was like the most. No, they were impressed by it. I'm like, that's what you're impressed about this movie? Like seriously?
That was actually.
And when I saw that scene, I was just like, this is disgusting. It's like claymation.
It was really yucky. That was a yucky scene. Yeah.
Like, whatever.
No, the mutants were really yucky. in
Yeah.
that movie, but like the dude in the subway,
Yeah.
when they were chasing him through the subway,
Yeah.
and he was on the escalator, and they just started shooting at him, and they just
Yeah.
got the guy who was just standing there in front of him,
Yeah.
and the guy just got all shot up,
Mm-hmm.
almost the same as like the guy
Yeah.
in the boardroom who got shut
Yeah.
up
The board
by that
RoboCop
thing.
thing.
It was
Yeah.
like almost the same. But what's worse
Mm-hmm.
is that after the guy
Mm.
got shot up, Arnold picked him up, this dead shot up body,
Yeah.
and threw it at the guys who were shooting.
Yeah, because he's trying to defend himself. Yeah, he's trying to escape. Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's dead already. I mean,
Yeah.
I have to,
Yeah.
thank you for your sacrifice.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
saw, I've never
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
the barbarity and
Yeah.
callousness like that.
Yeah.
I think it was both the savagery
Yeah.
of the death and then the callousness at which the person, I never seen a person treated like
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Like nothing. Like a. Yeah. Yes. Well, all right, sir. It's gonna be a couple of days Rosh Chodesh Av,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I really hope we don't have another 9th of Av. I'm tired of this no temple stuff.
Yeah.
I'm getting the positive aspect. I was just telling somebody the other day that more Jews than ever have been coming up to the Temple Mount on 9th of Av, on Tisha B'Av, and this year it's going to be more than ever again.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to hopefully get to a point where it's going to be as many as there used to be going there at the time when it was, when there was a temple. So it's one positive thing.
I want to tell you something. Clavicular and all these people and even Yosef Farrow and all
Yeah.
these kind of people, right?
Yeah.
Just like people their age,
Yeah.
these like social media influencers, these kind of people I have no way of relating to. I don't
Yeah.
even know how to talk to them.
I know.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
They were born on the island.
I know.
They don't even remember what the adults were like.
I know.
And they don't even want to listen to the stories about the adults.
I know. I know. I know.
The adults have to come back. All right.
That's why. That's why I started DJing, and that's why there's a guy who invited me to DJ to play vinyl records in a couple of weeks. I showed you already. That was my first gig. This is gonna be my second gig.
Yeah.
So yeah, bringing it back. All right, folks.
Judd Nelson.
Exactly.
All right.
All right. Lava Tov and Chodesh Tov soon. Peace.